Same password equals same guy seems a bit shaky. I don't think that's... No, this isn't very shaky at all, I don't think. This stuff wins me over. Send Grummz to prison. Grummz should be in prison. We should put Grummz in prison. Lock Grummz up.
I'm one of the most effective voices in gaming and in the culture war. I'm one of the most effective voices in gaming and in the culture war.
Look how proud of himself he is. Keeping his eyes shut so they don't pop out of their sockets because of his malformed skull from generations of selective breeding. There is no way Grummz's wife is remotely attractive. I don't believe it. I do not believe it. I'm shocked that this guy's form allows him to lie like this. I would have thought it to be a physical impossibility due to the structure of his neck and face. Dude, what? What? Huh? What? That is the most insane freak story I've ever heard someone tell. Alright. Let's watch the Grummz video. I won't survive this video. Why won't I survive this video? I watched a bit of it off stream. I saw Chud was unhappy with it, but I didn't actually watch enough of his streams to know why. Why are people upset about this video? It seemed just like fine. It just didn't have a whole lot to it. It's boring. I was watching it on 2x last night. It seemed fine to me. It did have gay soy presentation. That's true. What would you expect? It's a lefty YouTube video essay. Alright, look, this guy called MLYP has done a hit piece on Grummz, alright? I think people may have seen the loose stuff around this. The basics of it. We might even, you know what, we might even skip some of this. If people hate the intro and stuff, we might skip some of this, because I know what happens. And also, there's stuff I want to get to. I don't know if Chud covered it, but there was, Grummz went on Yellow Flash's stream last night to respond to this. So I want to see Grummz respond.
They produced from Diablo 2 and was a team lead in World of Warcraft. Similar. The internet.
So we'll skip towards the middle of the intro here. We'll try and get through this as quick as possible. The best screenshot isn't even the video. Well, feel free to send me the best screenshot if anyone's got that. But look, I don't want to spoil too much. TLDR is, Grummz is a pornographer. Outed as a pornographer, okay? Long-time pornographer. We won't spoil too much though. We'll watch a bit of this and then we'll watch the response.
Be going up in places other than YouTube. I am under no illusions that you're not going to try and get this taken down.
The worst thing of this video is this guy saying over and over he didn't dox him when he did. I saw his argument for why it's not doxing, and yet he obviously made the most stupid L argument, which is, oh, it's as simple as going through the yellow pages and seeing that two people use the same phone number. It's like, yeah, that's how every dox is done, you idiot. That's literally every dox ever, dude. The argument he should be making is that it's got journalistic purpose. He should say it's got journalistic purpose and intent. It's a matter of public interest to expose Grummz's porn companies. And then it wouldn't be doxing, because doxing has to be malicious. But he didn't make that argument, because he's an idiot. He's a soy idiot.
Through some kind of spurious DMCA claim or something similar. The internet will never forget. It will be elsewhere. It will be publicly disseminated. People will know. I've also consulted with a lawyer.
He looks like he's from Gravity Falls. He's got the exact same... There's like a phenotype, dude. It's like f***ed up. And I'm like, I think this guy's like fine. I don't hate this guy from what I've seen. But there's a phenotype, man, of Neil Druckmann, Anthony Birch, this guy, of like the gaming, soy, lib man, who's like, you know, tries to be edgier than he is. Do you know what I mean? And they all look the same.
Clear, legally. Why don't I just get to the point instead of being cryptic? Now I have to sit back because Mark Kern, aka Grummz, has been...
I don't believe this guy's Jewish. I get more, slightly, like, he's sort of, like, if he's Jewish, he's, like, only Jewish as like, as much as the Arabs guy is. Semitic, I believe. Not Jewish, but Semitic. It's some kind of Middle Eastern Semite ethnicity. But probably more. I don't know, but I just can't quite place it. You know, we need to play Ethnoguessr later. I need to practice.
On the success of his one or two actual highlights of his career. The rest is a sad tale of an old man desperately clinging to relevance. He's worked as an associate producer.
Not Greek. Come on, not Greek.
Team lead in World of Warcraft. I'm not going to dispute or deny the fact that he worked on these titles. That's documented. He's in the credits. I find it fascinating that he's barely ever mentioned by former co-workers in a positive light, and that's fascinating, isn't it? Fascinating to think about. Since leaving Blizzard, he has been coasting on that success and to build clout in the reactionary online space, joining Gamergate 1 before leaving because he was too transphobic at the time. He continued coasting off the back of this and used the petition to bring classic WoW back and use that to leverage it into even more clout. That's another one of his big career highlights. He organizes harassment campaigns against developers that he thinks are doing things a little too wokely, and by a little too wokely, I mean doing it while being too much of a woman or being
some sort of Arab
for his tastes.
Some sort of Arab, some form of Arab for sure. That's what I'm feeling.
He's coasting, and he's fucking coasting. Our boy Mark Edward Kern has been nothing but a failure since leaving Blizzard Entertainment in 2005, reduced to tweeting 100 times a day that Assassin's Creed Shadows is too woke because they've taken a historical figure and embellished certain portions of their life in a game that's never been about historical accuracy to begin with. He keeps saying that he's winning the war on the woke mind virus, and this is the year that we will actually defeat wokeness in video games. All the while, he's just beating his meat over Eve from Stellar Blade. He's never actually played Stellar Blade, by the way. Before you try and chime in about Assassin's Creed, by the way, your parents don't love you. It's a genuinely fun and interesting fact that...
Listen, guys, you get the point, okay? This guy's intro is not great. I gotta be real. He says he's not doxing him. He kind of is. Well, I mean... Is there, is it... I think it's annoying that he's not made the right argument for his doxing thing. He could actually argue this very easily. You could totally argue that this was journalistic in nature. Very easily. But this guy's just dumb.
Pervert. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to what I am calling the Goonernomicon. Now, this isn't a magic book full of spells that you can only cast one-handed. This is a documentation of Mark Edward Kern, the first in a series of some of the worst onanists, some of the worst masturbators in the gaming sphere, who are trying to mold and manipulate gaming culture to return to a time when they were 12 years old, and all they had in life to look forward to is extra cheese sticks and...
Oh yeah, you stuff from,
It will become pretty obvious that these men just think with their...
You stuff from a data breach, is that true?
Directions. People forget that hating is an inherently valuable form of critical thinking. I have learned tens of thousands of facts.
But okay, hasn't he argued, he says at some point that everything in this video is stuff that Grummz posted publicly. Has Grummz not posted any traces to that stuff before on its public platforms?
Facts via hating. If you are truly hating, you will take all the time you need to learn everything about the subject you are hating on, just to hate better, deeper, efficiently, effectively. This is a law of nature. This is a law of hating. The only thing that stopped this from coming out earlier is no one has been motivated enough to pay a data aggregator $11, and there are multiple data aggregators that have this information just sitting out there in the open. The story here is that Grummz is a man who has aggressively pursued his personal interests at great cost to his family and his career. The biggest crime here is that anime babes with huge bazongas are his main interest. Actually, no, that's not the biggest crime, it's tax fraud. We'll get there. All of these points are archived in the description with source links. In 1968, Grummz comes into the world. Mark Edward Kern. He is a former video game executive. 1992, he gets his bachelor's degree in cognitive science from the University of Rochester. He eventually gets his doctorate from Boston University School of Law with a specialization in IP.
Yeah, I just don't know, it just feels like it's such an unforced error. You can easily make this a journalistic piece. If you just focus on stuff on the bullshit scamming and stuff like that he's doing, the tax fraud and all this shit, this helps to build up the idea that he is an amoral, scamming loser just looking to line his own pocket. And that can tie in nicely with his Kickstarter stuff, his crowdfunding scam. We say crowdfunding scam. The game he hasn't delivered in a very fucking long time. And the stuff about his old studios as well. The studios that he ran in the mid-2010s. So, There is stuff that you can layer this in with to create like a journalistic piece that uses this information and distributes the embarrassing stuff that you want out there while doing it under the veneer or well, with a pretty good justification, I think, of journalism. But for some reason, he's just thrown that away to be epic. Oh, I'm hating on you, guy. I don't know why.
He goes on to found Qualia Games in Boston, developing a top-down...
Probably insecurity born out of his soy new male bugman phenotype and feeling the need to assert himself as an edgy guy online.
2D shooter called Crixer. This is with Blizzard's backing, and he loves the name Crixer. Crixer is eventually cancelled by Blizzard, they do pull the funding, and Qualia shuts down. There's not enough money to pay the payroll. Blizzard used this as a way to get some talent, and Mark is unfortunately the only one to take them up on that offer. He eventually moves on to a role at Blizzard. He serves as an associate producer for StarCraft, works on StarCraft 64 and Diablo 2 as a producer. He's in the credits. I'm not going to dispute the fact that he worked on these games. This is part of his career. March 27, 2001, FoxyFighter.com is purchased by Mark Kern. Ignore the country of France. That is where Gandhi's SAS is located. They're a French company. But Mark Kern is the registrant. Now, Mark Kern isn't a unique name, but there's later information that basically proves that this is him. Now, what is FoxyFighter.com? To put it as simply as possible, FoxyFighter.com is sexy catfight hentai. It is a website run by a persona called Debbie-chan, but Debbie-chan is Mark.
Wow.
And that's underselling it. He has, over the course of 20 plus years, collected a variety of live-action catfights, drawn hentai catfights, quite a bit of like run-of-the-mill porn. However, there are multiple stories where his persona, Debbie, violently sexually abuses women. It's been scrubbed at this point. As soon as Grummz got a sniff that people were investigating this, he ripped down as much as he could. Unfortunately, we archived most of it. The email addresses that we found share passwords. When searching a Pwn database, which is a database of dumped passwords and email addresses, we found a Foxy Fighter email sharing the same password as Mark Kern's email. Fascinating, huh? We also found this one. I'm just leaving that out there.
I mean, is this stuff, like, how legal is it to fuck around with, sharing people's passwords from data breaches? How legal is that? Does that pose problems? It's like, well, it is public. You can access it publicly. What do you mean it's not public? It is public. Same password equals same guy seems a bit shaky. I don't think that's... No, this isn't very shaky at all, I don't think. I mean, you can argue it might be, it could not be him, but it's a website he owns where this account's password is the same as his administrator account. Yeah, this is him. Yeah, I think it'd be pretty ridiculous to argue this isn't him. He made this website, and there's another account on the website that uses the same password as his administrator account. Right.
Database, which is a database of dumped passwords and email addresses. We found a Foxy Fighter email sharing the same password as Mark Kern's email. Fascinating, huh? We also found this one.
So yeah, this one that's called Pretty Little Girl 16. Awesome, great stuff, Grummz.
I'm just leaving that out there. Moving on. July 21st, 2001 is the earliest capture of FoxyFighters.com. On February 28th, 2002...
He wins second place in the third Seeking Femme Fights story competition. Okay.
Debbie wins second place in the third Seeking Femme Fights story competition, so he is actively making this stuff. And on March 24, 2003, we get RussianCatfights.com. This is another site owned by Mark. He confirms it on a Twitter post. March 22nd, 2004.
Latina Catfights!
Latina Catfights. This is also owned
Let's
by
go!
Mark. June 28, 2004, access to Foxy Fighter goes for about $10 a month. Posts are stories and drawn artwork. November 13, 2004, World of Warcraft releases. This is effectively the pinnacle of Mark's career. He's credited as team lead. He says he works on drafting the TOS and ULA and does licensing with China. He leaves Blizzard shortly afterwards. He says he's going to go and be with some family, so I don't blame him. Like, that was a very hard process, even if he was apparently a bit of a shithead. Look, no one's spoken about him in a good light. Blizzard, really? Like, not, I know.
No one's really talking about the law when they talk about doxing, because most places don't have doxing laws, to be honest, so it's not really that relevant what the law is.
Lead should. in this role. Very shortly afterwards, him and a few other Blizzard employees found Red 5 Studios. So he obviously had a couple of friends who wanted to work with him, but he's not really mentioned in a lot of these retrospective books. It's real fascinating. June 15th, 2005, RussianCatfights.com is closed due to changes in US law. And on August 18th, 2005, LatinaCatfights.com is closed to the same changes. So I don't want to point out that this is anything egregiously sinister. This was a change that was required in the porn industry to have verified records of the performers. Before this law, those records were not.
No, not my Russian catfights!
Blizzard
No!
in 2008 had some
No!
people were stealing breast milk from the fridge. This is attributed to Mark. People call him the breast milk bandit. He wasn't working there at the time, and he's not the breast milk bandit.
Yes, he is.
It's funny to think he is. Please.
He is. Don't listen to this guy. That is Grummz. That was Grummz. Grummz
We
did
found
that.
dozens of breast milk photos on foxyfighter.com, so smoke this fire, huh, Mark?
Good, that's good evidence.
As forum admin on freecatfights.com, Debbie recommends a Japanese breast milking series to another forum member and reveals that he owned latinacatfights.com. Now, you might notice that this is forum admin with a Batman avatar. This was scrubbed about a day ago. But this is him. April 23rd, 2009, Red 5 lays off 30 people. Reports of a studio purchase emerge. March 10th, 2010, that studio purchase comes through. A company called The Nine announces acquisition of Red 5 Studios, and Grummz becomes CEO. May 19th, 2010, Grummz buys a Leica S2 and a 70mm lens from OC Camera.
Wow.
Now, I bring this up because we match metadata from some of the live action photos on Foxy Fighter to this exact camera and lens types that we know he owns. September 3rd, 2010, Red 5 announces Firefall at PAX. September 20th, 2011, he goes and advertises foxyfighter.com and freecatfights.com on r/comics, which probably not the best place to do it, but doesn't even get a single piece of engagement. That's kind of sad. Come on, man, you're better posted than this. Even I can admit that, but dog. March 7th, 2011, he asks for models to star in fighting videos, so he's starting to move into the live action space at this point. And March 21st, 2011, model Megan Renee posts "I adore you, Mark" on his Model Mayhem profile. And that's his Model Mayhem profile, Studio Foxy Fighter. You see that little boxing glove image up the top right next to his profile? That one is an exact match to a camera lens I know he owns and a camera that he owns. Just a thought. October 5th, 2011, a Nigerian interview mentions Firefall will release soon. And he goes on to film a video of Randy Moore and Kimberly Jane. In January 18th, 2012, Red 5 skips E3 to protest SOPA. Mark is really big on hating SOPA, and he skips it and donates 50 grand, which was their E3 fund, to found the League.
This video is comforting to know there are others like me. Missy Elliott coming out as a Latina catfight enjoyer. Very awesome.
Gamers instead. League for Gamers is ostensibly a non-profit founded by Mark Kern. They style themselves as an advocacy group for video games, consumer-centric versus industry-focused. They represent the gamer. Red 5 paid this charity $50,000. He wired himself 50 grand from his slowly failing game studio, which I'm guessing is all that was left in the couch cushions at this point. Never logged the transaction with the state of California. This should be logged. It's not in the logs where we're checking. We can see other logs, but it's not there. He then waits for California to dissolve the non-profit, then started a for-profit Delaware Corp with the same name. That's bad. Why was this allowed? Is this all above board tax-wise? I'm sure the California AG would love to know about this and the rest of your tax dodges.
So this is where the video does win me over. Not only because it's embarrassing that Grummz is a pornographer. Doxing bad, doxing bad, doxing bad, doxing bad. This stuff wins me over. Send Grummz to prison. Grummz should be in prison. We should put Grummz in prison for tax evasion. I think there's good evidence here. I think there's good evidence that there's a reason to look into this guy's taxes. And this guy should be put in prison. If the law allows it.
June 6, 2012, Grummz offers his opinion on the Leica S2 and Nikon D3S, mentions using them for the last 2 years. This is, again, just here as an aside, he used these cameras and 100% owned them. They are a match for Foxy Fighter's content in the unscrubbed metadata. July 4th, 2013, you remember the Firefall bus? Well, that's shown at Anime Expo LA. July 9th, 2013, Firefall finally enters open beta. They are rapidly running out of money, though. That's going to become...
Firefall was such a shit show. What an absolute flop of a game.
December 19th, 2013, he gets removed as CEO. They vote him out. July 29th, 2014...
Gamma has been looking into speech therapy classes for a while. This is a joke. This is a joke. No, this is a joke.
Finally releases. September 22nd, 2014. Mark is, after his next venture, he has made MEK Entertainment, Mark Edward Kern Entertainment. It is in Aliso Viejo, which is where everything that he does is based. They are an indie game company looking to leverage the blockchain, maybe, 10 years too early for that hype, but I respect the forward-facing vision. MEKentertainment.com launches at this point. They are registered to MEK Entertainment Inc. However, looking at those business entries, it looks like he never actually registered it as a company called MEK Entertainment. The game from the seed funding never really materializes. He gets ousted from MEK Entertainment and they go on to make a game called Voxelnauts, but Mark never really does anything with his money, and we'll get to some allegations about that money later on. June 17th, 2015, Grummz announces that he's joining Gamergate. He's mad. He's always mad.
Wow.
He's mad and he's horny. July 7th, 2015, DB-Chan LLC is registered. Mark Kern's mother is the registered CEO. And imagine having your mother being the CEO of your porn company. Come on, man.
I am now #Gamergate. Grr, grr, grr.
Have some pride. August 8th, 2015, MEK Entertainment changes to Retro Ronin Inc., which is a site about Voxelnauts. No Mark. Mark is no longer...
The devil shivers when the nice guy
And on
loses his
September 14th,
temper.
2015, Crixer Labs LLC is registered. This is the same address as DB-Chan LLC. Interesting. My question here is why? It seems legally sketchy to register two LLCs under your 80-year-old mum's name. My working theory is that this is a tax shelter and it allows...
Is it... Well, MYLP isn't Californian. He's Australian.
0 or less than the personal income required to be taxable by law, and then he can report any additional earnings to his LLCs. He can then write taxes down by saying his revenue did not exceed his annual expenses. He can say his business spent more than they earned, not pay a dime on the money. This is classic tax fraud.
Grummz is sure, but can you be... I don't... What difference does that make? Would he be charged under Californian law?
Again, California AG...
For a crime he
looking
committed in
after this
Australia?
information.
Not in California?
October 19th, 2015, Debbie floats the idea of creating an online catfight game, likely thing for Mark to do. November 2nd, 2015, the Patreon for Foxy Fighters is launched. It maxes out
Why do I care where Grummz is?
$50 a month, and it's eventually paused in 2020. November 16th, 2015, Cameroon Wildebeest is a prolific artist working in the catfight scene. They've passed away. His hard drive is too damaged to recover, and a terabyte of catfight art is lost forever. November 20th, 2015, Mark's wife disappears from social media as far as we can tell at this point. Until then, she'd been quite a big cheerleader for him in the online space. So, just kind of putting it in here as a marker, really. December 9th, 2015, he leaves Gamergate after being kind of too transphobic. And he does drop a couple of F-slurs, so... good job. No, sorry, he doesn't drop the F-slurs. People on Kotaku and Action do, but they're mad that he's... yeah, look, these people are all sad and need jobs. December 17th, 2015, Mark does interview to promote his free speech organization. He's still trying to keep League of Gamers going at this point. And Voxel...
Okay, it's probably considered computer fraud in China to bypass the Great Firewall. But that doesn't... we wouldn't call bypassing the Great Firewall computer fraud. So just saying it's computer fraud because in California this is illegal, that's not a very compelling argument about it being computer fraud by definition, or there being a problem with the video from doing that. It's because they were posting plain text passwords in their Discord to compare them when they were researching this clock.
Voxelnaut's Twitter comes out and alleges that Mark stole money from Voxelnaut. So that's where that money went from that seed funding. Jan 16th, 2016 on freecatfights.com, they've been filming fights with a Red Dragon camera. Now that's interesting. Are these the same Red Dragon cameras that Red 5 had in their studio? I raised this earlier in the video. They had 3 Red Dragon cameras in their possession worth $50,000 each. That's the whole rig. That's not just the brain. The brain's about 20. We have evidence that Mark was in possession of Red accessories at his personal lockup in California after he had left Red 5. Are they the cameras? Did he abscond with them?
Wait, he fucked up the take there. He didn't change it.
After he had left Red 5. Red accessories at his personal lockup in California after he had left Red 5.
He forgot to take... he said after he'd left twice there, he forgot to take out one of the takes.
Are they the cameras? Did he abscond with them, or did he purchase them with some of his pilfered MEK Entertainment money? I'm not alleging anything specific here. I am asking questions. What is fascinating is that he had access to the same cameras that Red did after he left Red 5.
Why didn't you
Remember
put a
that
bit more
tax
effort into
discussion?
this?
It's at this point that Mark is hit with a lien for $265,133.88 for unpaid tax from the years 2011, 2012, and 2013. Excuse me for messing up the 2013 to 2015 on this slide. I'm not going to fix it. May 2nd, 2016, Debbie Chan posts on Twitter looking for models, promises good conditions and a full makeup and hair crew. May 25th, 2016, Kern goes to the Firefall subreddit telling people they should kill the game so that he can buy back the IP for cheap, which is kind of sad to me. It's still an active game at this point, but you're actively trying to kill it so you can buy and get it back because you're mad you got ousted.
What? Really? Dude, that's so embarrassing. What? What?
May 2nd, 2016, Debbie Chan posts on Twitter looking for models, promises good conditions and a full makeup and hair crew. May 25th, 2016, Kern goes to the Firefall subreddit telling people they should kill the game so that he can buy back the IP.
This was another piece, wasn't it? I don't know, I've never looked into Grummz particularly, so this is new stuff to me. I just fucking hate Grummz, and this is good. A lot of this information is good, even if it is like it's done wrong, you know. This is done wrong, but a lot of this information is a little bit interesting to me. I know when you run a porn site, you use the same cameras for the porn site that he was using to make the docs about Firefall. I remember watching Firefall promotion material. I remember when you guys remember Yogg's Cast? I remember when they went to some Firefall event. I remember playing the beta as well. The alpha or the beta, I can't remember. Some closed test. Back in the day. See the Mega 64-bit? Nope. Nope. Yeah, I played like all those MMOs back then. I played Firefall, I played Wildstar, I played Star Wars: The Old Republic, I played fuck man, like all of it, Terra. They did that Halloween spot where Mark is on stream with them. No, put that in my Discord if you're in there. Or tell me how to find it. I played Rift. I played Rift. Rift wasn't that bad. Rift was not that bad. I played Arcade. I didn't play Blade and Soul, really. I did not play an Ellen. Okay. I played the fucking humans. Mega 64 Firefall. Got you, okay. But I really can't stand Grummz. Because, like, fundamentally, I agree with, like, I agree with the complaints about a lot of Western art in games now. And in films, to be honest. It's like it's like the Ninja Turtles thing, you know?
Can I take it?
Saint.
Like this is April in this movie.
This is insane.
This is April in this movie. Like, why do they make everything so ugly? Like, they just decide to make shit ugly for no fucking reason. Just to be like, look, ugly people watching this movie, they're like you. It's like, no, I don't want them to be ugly like real people. I want them to be more attractive than real people. I don't believe it's cheaper. I don't understand how it'd be cheaper. How it'd be cheaper to make her black and short and ugly. Why does that make it cheaper? Make her black and short and ugly. I don't believe this is what the people like, though. This isn't what the people like. And I think that's shown in stuff like the success of Marvel Rivals, of gacha games, of, you know, all sorts of shit. Like, even Mortal Kombat still, like, people bitch about how it's changed. It is more realistic now than it used to be. But still, fundamentally, they have attractive characters in those games. And those do well. People do want this kind of stuff. People do want characters to not look like shit. People want, you know, it's not just female characters either. It's like, I don't want to play fucking, what's a Western game male lead in the past few years? I don't want to play as fucking Kratos from gay reboot God of War. It's not the majority of the world. I don't believe that, because you can see the insane success of properties that aren't like this. Even male characters, even stuff like Kratos. Kratos fucking sucks in the new ones. They made him fucking... they made him like an old loser who's like... He is too realistic. He has an ugly beard. And his proportions are too normal. Like, he is still jacked, but it's too, like, normal. He used to be like he's a Spartan. He's a fucking mythical Spartan. You know? Why the fuck? Why the fuck is he like this gay old loser now? He was putting Poseidon's eyes out the back of his skull. Yeah, and he just whines and bitches. I've seen the Thor fight. It's shit. He does whine. He whines about how terrible it is to just kill people and get revenge. How terrible it is. Oh, he's just so fucking miserable. He's a fucking bitch. Not the first game killed the Hydra, true. Or like, you can see it in like Kazan as well, right? Kazan, great example of a male character, you know? Edgy, masculine, but also kind of a feminine face. Kind of like a beautiful feminine face, you know? Do you know what I mean? Do you understand what, you see what I mean here? And he's just like, and he just kills, and he's angry, and he's edgy, but also he is kind of a good guy. You know, great male character. Gojo, great male character. What do they do in Western games? God of War. They do, Dude, they made Peter Parker so fucking ugly in the Spider-Man games, too. Like, people bitch about the Mary Jane stuff. They made Peter Parker so fucking ugly in this game. Compared to how he usually is. Like, look how they made him, man. Look what they did to him. Just make it Andrew Garfield, dude. Just make him look like Andrew Garfield. That's all you need. It's that simple. But like, look, this is how he looks when you take the mask off in the Rivals. Look how they made him in Rivals. Look how much of a fucking he's mogging. My name is Skylar White, yo. You know, that's. But you get what I mean, right? It's like, oh, we went off the video. It's like, why make everything fun? So I fundamentally agree with Grummz' core claimed criticism. But it's just so obvious that's not what he actually fucking cares about. It's so obvious he doesn't just care about, like, having a more appealing art and more appealing character designs in games. That's not what he's about. He's about less black people. Less gay people. That's obviously what comes through. And it comes through repeatedly. The obsession with Assassin's Creed Shadows. Over what? Over what? How's that to do with making attractive or ugly characters? That's not the problem in that game. Assassin's Creed has never had, like, the crazy, like, anime-style attractive characters. Even in Assassin's Creed, like, you know, Altair and Ezio. Like, Ezio when he's young, yeah, it's Ezio when he's young before he becomes an assassin. Yeah, he's like a pretty boy, for sure. But they're, like, faceless most of the time other than that. They're, like, they've got hoods up and shit. Or they're, like, they do have, like, Western, normal designs. It's such a gay conversation. Good. Good. Yeah, Desmond just looked like a fucking normal, standard guy. He didn't look particularly fucking attractive or anything. He's just like a shitter. So, like, how is that the problem with Assassin's Creed Shadows? No, your problem with Assassin's Creed Shadows is black person. That's your problem with Assassin's Creed Shadows. Obviously so. And yeah, I don't want Grummz leading the charge about character design. Sorry? Just immediately. It's a game from the 2010s.
A promising sci-fi MMO plagued with poor
This is from the
decision-making,
2010s,
strange
guys.
marketing strategies that made absolutely no sense, a chaotic founder let go from his own company.
Dude, Angry Joe interviewed him. Dude, maybe, you know what? I'm almost tempted to spun the documentary and go watch all these Firefall videos, man. I bet he's so embarrassing.
And most importantly, a bus. I'm Wicked Wiz, being a man of my word and standing inside your fridge. This is what went wrong with Firefall, a promising sci-fi MMO that had a lot of people hyped, with great...
This is from 2 years ago.
Minds behind the project, which unfortunately met
3 years
a
ago
terrible
even.
end. Before we start, I'd like to say a massive thanks to all the new and existing Patreons. It's insane seeing this level of support, and I really appreciate it. Firefall is one of those rare gems in the MMO genre, or at least it was for a time before everything blew up. It had some pretty smooth mechanics and a very easy learning curve. You can switch between third or first person gameplay, shooting up aliens, picking between some pretty fun classes.
It was like mildly fun. It was like entertaining enough. I'm probably not gonna switch this video, by the way. I can't remember to watch a whole video about game development. But yeah, it was like mildly fun. It was like moderately fun, but it was a shit game, like an objectively shit game, and you can just see it. Like it wasn't a good shooter or a good MMO. The other one that was like this, anyone played Defiance? Anyone played Defiance? It was, I think it was looped in with a sci-fi TV show. It was like an MMO that was meant to launch alongside a TV show on the Sci-Fi Channel, and was going to have events that were reflected in game. That would, it would like, you know, the game would reflect in the show, and the show would reflect in the game. That was the premise of it, basically. I actually did play an okay amount of Defiance. It was like a vaguely fun open world third person shooter. So what are you saying about what did Toll say? You retracted your message. It was a disagreement message. I was about to pick on it. Defiance still in my Steam account. 36 hours on Defiance. Wow.
Noise about Firefall because nobody really knew who Red 5 were, and to gain any success, they had to be known. Simply put, if you aim to become the main center of attention at...
Oh, yeah, and the other thing I remember is, this boss. Dude, this must have cost so much fucking money.
And some things that were originally agreed upon were missing from it. To make things worse, it actually much hyped bus. The Firefall bus on the surface seems pretty cool. Mark even hired West Coast Customs, who previously worked on Pimp My Ride, to get the job done. It had a bunch of stations for people to play the beta via LAN. Apparently it was also meant to increase in size with hydraulics. But anyway, according to an employee by the alias of Brutal Whimsy, they made a post on Reddit saying that this project cost about $3 million. Unfortunately, the bus customization was delayed, and some things that were originally
Grummz is actually such a loser.
Agreed upon were missing from it. To make things worse,
What a
it actually
retard.
missed out on all major conferences, not even being able to serve its main purpose. Now it just sits in a warehouse collecting dust and leaving the company with minus $3 million. Probably more. And due to the issues with the bus, Red 5 didn't even pay the full amount, which I found out about on Mark's Twitter rant on the whole situation. This guy went full blast defending his decision, showing the whole world that he's quite defensive in the...
Dude,
showing the whole world...
My name is Mark Kern and I'm a bus lover. Somehow spending $2 million on a bus to be featured TV show and get $4 million in advertising, and everybody talking about it was bad
showing
marketing.
the whole world
that bus got me millions in free TV airtime and social media buzz. It's a Trump move, so they don't understand it.
It's quite
20
defensive.
gaming stations, full data center in the rear, capable of hosting 3,000 players at LAN, built-in streaming
In the
studio,
face of
30-page
criticism.
defect report, and how West Page Customs screwed it up and make it unsafe to drive.
To be clear, this bus...
Okay, alright, man. Wait, let's hit
This wasn't the worst idea ever, but the penalty for failure really didn't put Mark in a good position. With all this talk of Mark, you may be wondering what the rest of the company thinks about him. And according to multiple sources, things weren't all too great. Brutal Whimsy says this: he would swoop in one afternoon and berate a series of features several teams had spent months on, declaring they'd begin again and listen to what he had told them to do. He would be back in a few days.
This is from 3 years ago, by the way. This is from 3 years ago. This isn't. It was in Gamergate, but this isn't when all the recent hate was on. So this isn't like crazy stuff.
To see if this was done. This crushed morale and forced people into spontaneous, isolated crunch mode. He would shout and scream his perspectives. He would ignore anything that didn't fit his immediate viewpoint, which was subject to sudden, violent changes. He would rage email people in the small hours of the night or on weekends. He would spout bile and vitriol to the point where he gave some employees, mostly his production crew, access to a safe word. This was in case he was being particularly verbally abusive. Someone could yell at
This guy does safe word with employees. Dude.
out or email it to him and he would clam up. He had the misguided notion that he could write quality fiction and would force feed it to members of the writing team. He's fired people on the spot, berating and screaming at them publicly. He's thrown temper tantrums and objects around the office. Now, if that isn't a chaotic work environment, I don't know what is. But this was just one case. However, in another case of Mark's madness, someone says this: the CEO goes through spurts and can be there for only a few weeks at a time, then suddenly disappears. He tries to compensate by having open company meetings for anyone who would like to attend. But if he does not postpone or cancel, it is nothing but hearing his ideas and what books he read. Apparently you don't have to do a bad job to get fired either, as another source says. The employees are fired not for messing up, but for offending the CEO. In fact, as long as you're in good standing with the CEO, your job will be protected.
I mean, this sounds like the exact sort of sensitive narcissist that I know Grummz to be, so I'm willing to accept this tentatively.
Upper management, including and especially the CEO, are often AWOL for lengthy periods of time, only to show up one day and announce a new strategy for the project, despite all the talk of an open culture. If you disagree with upper management or run afoul of the CEO, you can expect a short walk to the door. Work culture is extremely important. It's what supports and encourages the passion behind a game, or any other given project for that matter. Being told that you're doing everything wrong.
I mean, yeah, obviously having a tough boss is going to be shit, especially if he's incompetent.
Is that in 2012?
They tried to put as an esport, fired his job of CEO. Oh my. Embarrassing stuff, not good at all. And then he cries on Reddit and tries to get him to kill the game. Wow.
Which is a site about Voxelnauts. No Mark. Mark is no longer working for Retro Ronin. And on September 14th, 2015, Crixa Labs LLC is registered. This is the same address as DBChan LLC.
You say MMO is an esport, Lamal, but World of Warcraft had a decent esports scene, right? They have the, I think they still do the World Firsts, right?
My question here is why? It seems legally sketchy to register two LLCs under your 80-year-old mum's name. My working theory is that this is a tax shelter and it allows him to report that he earns 0 or less than the personal income required to be taxable by law, and then he can report any additional earnings to his LLCs. He can then write taxes down by saying his revenue did not exceed his annual expenses. He can say his business spent more than they earned, not pay a dime on the money. This is classic tax fraud. Again, California AG would love to have this information. October 19th, 2015, Debbie floats the idea of creating an online catfight game, likely thing for Mark to do. November 2nd, 2015, the Patreon for Foxy Fighters is launched. It maxes out at $57 a month and it's eventually paused in 2020. November 16th, 2015, Cameroon Wildebeest is a prolific artist working in the catfight scene. They've passed away. His hard drive is too damaged to recover and a terabyte of catfight art is lost forever. November 20th, 2015, Mark's wife disappears from social media as far as we can tell at this point. Until then, she'd been quite a big cheerleader for him in the online space. So, just kind of putting it in here as a marker, really. December 9th, 2015, he leaves Gamergate after being kind of too transphobic, and he does drop a couple of F-slurs, so good job. No, sorry, he doesn't drop the F-slurs. People on Kotaku in Action do, but they're mad that...
Take that out, bro!
Yeah, look, these people are all sad and need jobs.
Take this bit out, bro. Re-say that bit. Say that bit again.
Free speech organization. He's still trying to keep League of Gamers going at this point, and Voxelnaut's Twitter comes out and alleges that Mark stole money from Voxelnaut. So that's where that money went from that seed funding. Jan 16th, 2016 on freecatfights.com, they've been filming fights with a Red Dragon camera. Now that's interesting. Are these the same Red Dragon cameras that Red 5 had in their studio? I raised this earlier in the video. They had 3 Red Dragon cameras in their possession worth $50,000 each. That's the whole rig. That's not just the brain. The brain's about 20. We have evidence that Mark was in possession of Red accessories at his personal lockup in California after he'd left.
Well, it can be a spiteful retard. Like, I'm a bit of a spiteful retard, and I hate Grummz. But even I would be able to spot some issues in this video and help him, you know, sharpen this a little. I saw H-Bomber guy commented on this in the first, like, 20 minutes it was out or some shit. Or the first 2 hours it was out. Like, really, did he know this guy? Did you, hey, Harris, you couldn't get involved?
Are they the cameras? Did he abscond with them, or did he purchase them with some of his pilfered MEK Entertainment money? I'm not alleging anything specific here, I am asking questions. What is fascinating is that he had access to the same cameras that Red did after he left Red 5. Remember that tax fraud discussion? It's at this point that Mark is hit with a lien for $265,133.88 for unpaid tax from the years 2011, 2012, and 2015.
What's Kanye wearing?
Excuse me for messing up the 2013 to 2015 on this slide, I'm not going to fix it. May 2nd, 2016, Debbie Chan posts on Twitter looking for models, promises good conditions and a full makeup and hair crew.
There ain't no fucking way. There ain't no fucking way.
I would take that over.
There ain't no fucking way. The black clan outfit. The black clan outfit. I can't, man. Dude, this guy is so retarded.
May 25th, 2016, Kern goes to the Firefall subreddit telling people they should kill the game so that he can buy back the IP for cheap, which is kind of sad. To me, it's still an active game at this point, but you're actively trying to kill it so you can buy and get it back because you're mad you got ousted. He can't let it go, can he? May 29th, 2016, he delivers a petition to restore vanilla World of Warcraft to Blizzard. This is kind of his other big claim to fame in modern day. And June 11th, 2016, the legal compliance page for FoxyFighter.com lists the mailing address for DBChan LLC as the same address that Crixer Labs is registered to. I've censored it here, but that is fascinating. You can't deny that DBChan Foxy Fighters. That's Mark. It is Mark. June 27th, 2016, Make Ember, a spiritual successor to Firefall, is posted on change.org by Mark. That does hit 4,700 supporters, so, you know, let's make Ember. He has camera equipment. He posts camera equipment to Flickr. Lenses here are a match to the photos shot for Foxy Fighters. And we see the red accessories I mentioned earlier. This is all in the same location, all shot on the same iPhone. Just a thought. August 29, 2016, Ember, massive planetary wargame Indiegogo campaign is launched. $5,000 goal, raises 23 grand. September 14, 2016, Ember Milestone 2 campaign is funded on Indiegogo. November 29, 2016, puts his first adult video on clips for sale. This is his account and it's linked on the Foxy Fighters site. This is him. This is what he is selling. Note, an anonymous user eventually replies, is this a Mark Kern product? Deplorable. I want to know who this person was. What did they know? This is in 2017. Someone knew about this 8 years ago? How did they know? Anyway, July 3rd, 2017, MEK Entertainment is formally closed, and July 5th, Ember is funded for 170 grand. So that's 114,000 between both Indiegogo and PayPal donations. That's over 20k goal. Grummz promises a playable mock-up in 6 months. Kickstarter for a full game a month or two after that. Anyway, September 13th, 2017, Mark's mum issues a certificate of cancellation for DBChan LLC. So, see ya DBChan, thanks for your service, Mark's mum. And on July 24th, 2018, Ember begins selling upgrades to M3 backers as a limited time offer until the Kickstarter later this year. May 20th, 2018, a child support motion is filed by the state of California. Mark and his wife had been separated for a while. He had referred to her as his ex-wife in the Ember Discord, but they had reconciled at this point, according to another Twitter post from him. But this is obvious proof that they did separate at one point. And do you think the reason she left is because she found out about the adult entertainment gig, or maybe she found out about the tax fraud? Just a question.
It's probably the porn. It was probably the porn.
Timing makes sense with her leaving, him trying to go all in on the DBChan LLC. Much to think about.
It was the porn.
So, March 1st, 2019, Debbie resurfaces. Like, this is when this was archived, but obviously the post was on January 3rd, 2019. They come back on freecatfights.com and ask if there's a demand for Foxy Fighters to come back. 7th of March, 2019, Well, Mark admits that his original 3D artist left and he had to teach himself how to do 3D modeling and build the main character of Ember. He's never made a game this way before, so he's trying to do it all without any outside investors, and at this point you should have realized it's a scam, team. So, no one is a full-time employee on Ember. This is a solo project.
Dude, what? I hate Twitter. This account is so retarded. It was based when it was attacking Aiden, but now it's annoying me. This woman is saying like the right thing and then getting shown for it. Me at those predator catching men on YouTube pretend they care about kids and SA survivors going full. I don't give a fuck and choose the opportunity to let their frustrations and insecurities out on easy targets for getting to the lucky hero. How is it delusional? What's the delusional part? Thank God the replies are saying where's the lie, but she's right. Thank God. Oh my God, this is just true. Yes. Holy fuck, there is some sense. Holy fuck.
An MMO is a solo project for him, and come on, team. Anyway, 28th of June 2019, Ember first playable is achieved. Gamers. Finally. 20th of August 2019, Foxy Fighter blog is offline. The DNS update needs to be required. Like, that's pretty simple, but this takes him a while. On the 5th of February 2021, Foxy Fighter is back online. Well done. Grummz is...
I was gonna get really racist too about Boopak, dude. Boopak got what he fucking deserved. Can we be totally... I loved Boopak's videos. Got what he fucking deserved. 100%. What was he doing? Meeting a 17... He tried to sting a 17-year-old with a 15-year-old? Or a 19-year-old with a 17-year-old, then got shot for it? It was a decoy of either a 15-year-old or 17-year-old stinging either a 17-year-old and 19-year-old. It was like a 2-year age gap. He tried to sting, confronted the guy at a diner, and got shot for it.
Kind of wanking around at this point. He claims that he's not working on the game due to family reasons, but he's still just kind of shitposting on Twitter. And on 2nd of August 2021, Debbie releases a story called The Date. So while he's meant to be working on his crowdfunded game, he's actually just written...
And then like that's after like a year of making these insane Predator catch videos. Apparently it wasn't related to Sting. Really? That's what the news article said at first, wasn't it? Teen charged with homicide of vigilante pedophile hunter Boopak Shakur. Lee allegedly entered a restaurant in Pontiac where the teen, then 16, and his 18-year-old friend were already seated at a booth. Security camera footage captured the approaching the 18-year-old before engaging him in a physical altercation. Then the 16-year-old allegedly whipped out a semi-automatic firearm from his waistband, aimed at Lee, and fired multiple rounds to two teens, and fled the restaurant. Shot down a former theory that Lee had been killed during one of his predator hunts. There's no evidence the shooting was related to any sting operation. I mean, there's no evidence other than the fact that Boopak entered this diner and immediately started a confrontation. I mean, to me, that sounds like a sting. Lee approaching the 18-year-old before engaging him in a physical altercation. He just showed up to this random diner, walked in, approached an 18-year-old, and started a fight. When there's so much record of this guy going and doing this exact thing with the Sting background. Like, he would literally just meet these guys at gas stations and slash their fucking tires. Yeah, okay. No evidence, sure. I won't jump to conclusions. I won't conclude, but I mean, that sounds like that's probably what was happening personally. Me personally, that's what I think.
Literature on the crowdfunder's dime, and this is where that like violent sexual fantasy stuff comes in. 1st of December 2021, the Foxy Fighter URL lapses, a domain squatter grabs it for a hot minute. And 2022-2023, Grummz continues to radicalize himself on Twitter.com. The rate of his posting rapidly increases as he tries to make himself one of the big culture warriors, and he's deleted a lot of that stuff now. A lot of his tweets aren't in existence back past 2023, but his rate of tweeting has done nothing but increase even since then. 30th of Jan 2024, Debbie makes her last login on freecatfights.com. God bless. Foxy Fighter URL, still squatted. 26th of March 2024, Grummz tweets, bring back Rumble Roses. This is relevant because that's also Debbie's favorite game. 25th of March 2025, we are made aware of the Foxy Fighters connection, and at this point, archival attempts begin. Twitter user Juniper makes contact with Grummz for an interview request. He says yes. He is drunk at the time. He is drunk posting through it because he's mad that he got ratioed by Assassin's Creed. And when he wakes up the next day, Grummz blocks the hosts of Western Kabuki and begins to delete his past history as Foxy Fighting and Debbie-chan. It's Jova. Never been more Jova. So now what? This wasn't hard to find. We have archived all of it, so I'm going to be very careful with how I phrase the next things. The rest of it's all just been questions and statements of fact. Most of the previous portion, yeah, pure fact record. Mark Kern is the owner of Foxy Fighters and has a pattern of consistently ignoring his day job to focus on it. He has a history of mismanaging money. He has potentially committed tax fraud that the California AG will be very interested in. He has consistently lied about progress on his games and has failed to make anything commercially successful since he was a team lead at Blizzard. It is my opinion that these games at Blizzard succeeded despite him rather than because of him. He does not know how to code, he does not know how to texture models, his animations are based on 2 keyframes with 3 other frames of animation. He will always have an excuse for his failure after failure after failure. This man is sad. If you keep funding him or supporting him, you are willingly throwing your weight.
I mean, it's so obvious. That is still obvious. I know all this.
$1 million at him. That's the timeline. And I'm not going to make value judgments over the rest of it. That's for you to decide. I have laid out the facts as I see them. It is my opinion, and I'm going to crouch this as being my opinion.
So where's the bit where he says he's paid off for tax fraud?
Thing they need to know about him, and woke, and he absconded with at least one, so absconded with a sad, lonely man less than a cold turd on a pull out of 1.6 advantage of their bubbling. Have a nice day.
I haven't said, where's the bit where he says he's paid off for tax fraud?
Throat is going to recognize the veins. And throw a fail reminds them of when life was better, and he just ignores it.
Where am I saying that? Oh, I thought you were saying that he admits in this video that Grummz had already settled the tax fraud. No, send this guy to fucking prison. What? It was that frame where it said California fined him. What? Wait, he says here. Yeah, he didn't pay off for tax fraud. What the fuck are you talking about? Dude, people are saying some retarded shit about this video, I can tell. Is this come from... Please don't tell me this come from Chud's coverage. You know what did exist a tax bill from the state of California for over $250,000 for 3 years. He never pays taxes, and the public reviewer will lean against him for this. That didn't stop him from funding another company, but that's not the only count of tax evasion. That's not the only thing that's being spoken about here. That's one bill for $250,000. There are several companies that, as far as I can tell from this video, are totally unaddressed in terms of the taxes that he was running for his mother's name. So that's just not true. The idea that he just paid off his tax bill, I do not believe that's true at all. So yeah, send Grummz to fucking prison. Lock this guy up. Lock this guy the fuck up. Lock Grummz up. He also owes child support past 6 years. Well, no, it said that he reconciled with his wife, right? Does he owe child support? Okay, so last night, Grummz went on Yellow Flash's stream, guys. Isn't this amazing? The absolute most wretched losers on the face of the fucking planet. So, guys, we're going to try and watch some of this. I don't know how easy this will be to get through, because these people are deeply unlikable, deeply uncharismatic, totally unbearable. These are all like the Comicsgate people. These are all the Comicsgate people. Or the people that are like seething that the Jews put too many gay people in Marvel, basically. And so they make dog shit comics of their own. And sit around on live streams crying about it week after week after week.
Here's the thing. Yes, the movie is shit, even if she didn't act up in the media, right? If she didn't act the fool and say all these stupid shit she said in the media, it would still be a bad movie.
I agree.
Right?
Yeah.
But
it had so much controversy before.
Is Yellow Flash not just Ripper? Am I retarded? Is this not just the same guy? I could be wrong. They might all be different people. True, like none of these people have anything interesting or unique about them, so they all pretty much blend into one to me. Like you could replace this channel with any of the others. It is totally worthless content.
For all of her opening her mouth.
The problem is though her words didn't help.
Yeah, it didn't help. To say she wasn't a factor is she absolutely was a factor.
Was a factor.
Was she?
Okay, well, what? This is the Zellweger Snow White stuff.
Bullshit. We were on live while it was going on. We talked about it for a whole 5 minets, if that. Because
on your show, your show isn't, and just like this show isn't the fucking entire internet, Tom. Everybody on social media was talking about.
Look where we're at right now.
I don't think people understand like how bad of a shape Warner Brothers in right now. Like Disney, they can afford a few more losses, believe it or not. No, believe it or not, they can. Warner Brothers they're in some rough shape, man. I don't know.
They've had more hits in the last year than anybody else. I'm so tired. The same thing with Star Trek. People said the same thing. It's the only thing that's going to happen if Superman fails is they won't spend $200 million on any more superhero movies. They'll just make other shit. That's all that's going to happen. Warner Brothers isn't going to go belly up because of it.
No, they're still going to be around, but yeah, it's not going to. It's not. You're looking at maybe 1 or 2 movies a year.
Anna.
Hey, Anna. I don't want to say something.
Somebody in the chat said let Anna speak, so I
yeah.
The floor is yours. No. I don't even remember. That was like 20.
Are you going to expose Grummz?
Yeah, let's expose Grummz.
Smash JT is bafflingly ugly.
No, I'm supposed to expose
myself. Let's see his balls.
So Grummz,
wait, what?
Some account
now
is going to...
Tom's saying shit that's making me question his sexuality.
All right, Rhino, let's just put a cork in it.
Rhino, Tom is the one that was talking about sucking fingers, so...
That's right.
I never said it.
And you're making it too easy for me. I'm supposed to pick on Endymion for fucking blowing me off at the end of last show. You're the one who's trying to blow me on the show.
Well, who did I blow up? What?
You said goodbye to each and every single person last
he's
week.
butthurt you didn't
except
say
for
bye
me,
to him.
motherfucker. You said goodbye to everybody but me. I'm like, well, fuck you too, Endymion, when you left. So it's on now, bitch.
Now he's going to say goodbye to Tom when he leaves and no one else.
It's on now.
So this is a new subject.
Who watches this shit? Truly, I actually don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. It is just the most uncharismatic, irritating, wretched boomers, like perverted fucking loser boomers, who all they're just all unappealing, all uncharismatic. Like I agree. I can't say that. I can't just call them child molesters. I can't just say that everyone here is a child molester because I don't have evidence for that. I've got no reason to accuse these people of being child molesters. Like I cannot just call everyone on the stream a child molester with no evidence. That's not okay. But looking at it, I get the urge to. Like I look at it and I think child molester. I look at this and all that's going through my head is like child molester. You look like a child molester. Smash JT, you look like a child molester. Grummz, I've seen you. You look like a child molester. But I can't just make YouTube videos or streams where I sit here and call them child molesters to smear them. That's not okay.
Grummz told me about this a little bit before the stream started.
You didn't hear about this?
I don't pay too
Yeah,
much.
like not like just like child molesters that do it once either. Exactly style. Like habitual child molesters. They look like, I'm saying. I've got no evidence that yes, they are child molesters though.
You've got so many haters, man. I don't.
Yeah, you got so many haters, dude. If we had to keep track of your haters, man, like even in my own fucking DM groups, man, like I gotta hear this shit.
Alyssa is salivating over it. Airbag is salivating over it. You know, McDizzle is salivating over it. Everybody.
Okay. You understand that you can be fined for unpaid taxes, but that doesn't mean you paid all your taxes. It means that some of your tax evasion, at least, was discovered, and you were fined for it. But if there's a bunch of businesses that weren't addressed that he didn't get fined for, then feasibly he could have still evaded taxes and not have paid it.
I was like,
Flabs is. I think she's ready, man. I think she is ready to latch onto this because
she has a hard on for you in a way I've never seen before, man.
I don't have no problem with Blabs. I like Blabs.
No problem with Blabs.
I like Blabs.
I like her too.
I don't know where it comes
It's
from.
crazy.
But she definitely doesn't like me. So yeah, this Western Kabuki, right? It's a podcast. They got a YouTube channel. They got like a Spotify, and they only have like, I don't know, 3,000, 4,000 subs, right? But
they have a big Patreon, like you said.
But they got a huge Patreon. They're pulling
$7
grand a month on Patreon.
What? How? You said money pulled out. No, I'm just kidding.
Dedicated fans,
part
man.
of it is I'm going to explain this.
Dude, those Twitter threads where they were doing the back hair analysis of a Snow White actress, that was that was wild. Dude. I saw me, look. It is kind of gay. That kind of thing is a little bit gay. I gotta say that. I don't like doing the whole just, you've got a problem with women, you're gay. But that is gay. That is a little bit gay. That is like, you've never been you don't have, you've never been around women, and if you have been around women in like any sexual context, it's made you not want to do it again. You have like an aversion to base human level parts of women. Like, yeah, women do still have some body hair. Not as much as men, obviously, but yeah, they do still have some body hair. That's a thing. I don't know why that would send you into a, like, frenzy. That's very strange.
Expose that they supposedly have on me, which is they don't know anything about it. You know what? We're going to go farther. They got an expose. They got the tip of the iceberg, man. Just the tip. I got the whole thing for you guys tonight.
So we're not playing just the tip tonight.
We're not playing just the tip.
Because usually it ends it starts with just the tip, and then everyone's into it.
They might be a small channel, right? But they have been encouraging people to message me. So they flood every tweet I make. They try to flood with this. Oh, Grummz is gonna get it. Grummz is gonna get it in 3 days, and airbags in 48 hours. Grummz is all we're giving you. And you know, it was supposed to drop earlier, but they're actually a little scared because they got to get lawyers involved. And there's a good reason that they got to get lawyers involved that I'll talk about later. But I think it's time for me to go full Monty. What does chat think?
Let's do it.
Should we do it, chat? Should we go into it?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Because even I don't know everything. I was like, he dropped this on me like an hour before the stream started.
You see, I thought everybody heard about this because literally I've been getting hundreds and hundreds of replies about this. And that's one of their tactics, right? Because every time I tweet, they try to flood it with rumor, innuendo, and falsehoods in order to like...
Oh, yeah, God. Who would ever do that? Who would ever do that? A bunch of Gamergate retards. Gamergate and Comicsgate retards sitting around going, oh, yeah, their tactics just like to flood my mentions with rumor and innuendo to try and fuck with me or make me look bad. Whoa. Oh, I've never seen that tactic. Yeah, that's how the internet fucking works, buddy. That what? First day on Twitter, Grummz? First day on Twitter? What have you been doing for the last 10 years?
Like, make my feed unpleasant to read, because that's what their goal is. They want to silence me, because I'm one of the most effective voices out there in gaming and the culture wars, and they don't like that.
60-year-old, perverted, loser, pornographer father.
I'm one of the most effective voices in gaming and in the culture war. I'm one of the most effective voices in gaming and in the culture war.
Dude, you could not write parody of this shit. It's so absurd. With Smash JT, the human pug, sat there listening intently, like, yeah, you're a lead. Sorry,
you're a leader for us, Grummz. You're a leader for us, Grummz.
Very much, and they got a hit list. And guess what? Smash JT is next. He's number 2 on the list. So we're gonna talk.
Smash JT, number 2, voice in gaming. Number 2, culture warrior. Smash JT. The human pog. And look how proud of himself he is. Look how proud of himself he is. Keeping his eyes shut so they don't pop out of their sockets because of his malformed skull from generations of selective breeding.
About that too.
Ooh, am I on the list?
No, sorry, Flag.
Why am I always being thrown into shit though? Like, why am I even a part of this? What?
I have no idea. You're too good. You're too good. You're number 2. I'm number 1. Sorry, Smash.
Well, I think it's Alyssa Mercanti is the reason you're number 2.
And she's already
man, her tattoos are so cringe. Somebody post a picture for
you
wearing
know,
a bag
for a fact, Slash JT snores. Dude, it's so real. Oh my god.
Face while she's playing a game. But she had really short shorts on.
Look, we got this asshole Aaron.
And that's a good look for her, by the way, with the bag on her face. I actually think that she should go with that more. But her tattoos are really fucking cringe. Some of them look like prison tattoos.
Why are we talking about Alyssa Mercanti? All they can do is talk about Alyssa Mercanti. It's so fucking crazy. It's so crazy. Alyssa Mercanti, I'm sorry, I don't like Alyssa Mercanti. I've never liked Kotaku. I way prefer her to these people. She like has some personality, you know, at least. She has some, like, she has a base level charisma, you know. Not a lot of charisma, and she does a lot of very unlikable things. But she has a base level charisma. She can talk. When she attacks someone, it's mildly funny sometimes. But she's also like a freak who spugs the fuck out and has total meltdowns. The video of her trying to riz Hassan, hilarious. One of the only times you've seen, like... To be honest, one of the rare times you see, like, a woman who's not, like, totally beat get turned down in public. Very funny stuff. Very, very funny stuff. I can hate all these losers equally, but they're not equal. They're not equal. Alyssa's, like, better than these people. Alyssa is not, like, totally beat. She's not, like, she is at least 5 out of 10. I don't like doing the rating thing, but she's, like, average. She is not beat. You're like crazy if you're saying she's beat. You're, like, totally, your view is warped. Your view is warped. I know most of you are American too, so I know what the standard is for you guys. So don't be coming in here saying that she's beat below 5.
Like they look like something like a kid.
Yeah, exactly, Stylo. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. She's not obese. That's already at least a 3 or 4 out of 10. That's already at least. That is like not obese. You cannot be realistically lower than a 2. The most beat as fuck skinny girl. Probably, you gotta be at least 2, because there's gonna be so many fat people that are lower. So many fat people that are way lower.
Did.
They're like stickers.
I mean, they're really bad. I would get some of those lasered off if I were her. It's just a suggestion.
It's not going to help her, man.
Some of them are really childish.
She's still going to look the same.
Exactly.
And this is coming from a guy who dresses up as a fucking Naruto character at cons. But I could take that off. I don't have it tattooed on me.
Well, it turns out that...
Anyway, the point is that it's very funny because she's not like, you know, completely obese or anything. You don't see women like that get turned down very often. Usually if you see a woman get turned down, it's because she is, like, fat as fuck. But, she got turned down in public, and that's very amusing. That's really amusing. And then the face is sampled, too. With all the background of all those tweets and shit, man, it's just good. It's just good content. The only thing Smash JT has ever done that comes close to being that funny is fall off a scooter and almost die. Yeah, she got Hassan to break character, exactly, right? Like, that's just epic.
Group, this whatever Western Kabuki group who is in, they're allies on the left, right? So they're part of that whole Airbag, Alyssa, you know, McDizzle, all that group. Kalandra from Second Wind. Yeah, they're all part of that group. And they have been salivating because they thought they found something on me. And you know what they did? They did find something on me. But the way they did it is very interesting. It's going to get them in a lot of trouble. That's the part that they can't talk about. And they're supposed to drop this huge expose on me tomorrow. And you got some people in chat watching now just waiting for it too that are on their side. This asshole Aaron in chat, he can't wait to see what happens to that. And I got to tell you, your friends are in big trouble. So anyways, you know, I don't want to hype this up.
Your friends are in big trouble. I doubt it, bro. Okay, let's see if he's got a good case for legal attacks here. Let's see. Let's hear it, Grummz.
Because that's what they did. They started to hype this up really big, right?
That tweet got 1 million views.
2 million views. 2 million views.
I'm gonna have to start saying, like we said earlier, every week on Twitter, I'm gonna post like I got some shit on Grummz.
I know, right?
Fucking scoop.
I should do it just as a joke.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And they got like 50K likes on it too, and they are milking this for clout so much.
Well, how many of those are actual people? Because we know they pay for bots all the time. So.
Well, I mean, $7,000 a month. I guess they could pay for some bots.
I'm gonna expose Grummz right now.
Who's
He
the airbag
other
guy?
way around.
The bots thing is real though. Did you see the Twitch woman? She showed her view bot thing.
Oh yeah,
Grummz doesn't put the toilet seat down after he's done either. Boom.
But you know, you can always tell if someone's view botting because of the way the chat moves. Like, look at the way our chat's moving right now. Like, that's 3,000 people.
Well, you know, Elon and I got botted and ratioed.
Elon and I.
And people were like slamming me about that for days. And as soon as it turns out that Ubisoft needed $1 billion of investment to save their asses and to transfer and sell all their IPs to a subsidiary, they shut up real quick. So
what? Like, no, you got raped. You got raped on Twitter by the slop game. you got you and your daddy Elon. Don't be saying Elon and I. Say I got ratioed, and my father Elon, my father who I love dearly, Elon, he also got ratioed. Say that next time, Grummz. Okay, show some fealty. Show some fucking fealty. But no, you got totally raped. It doesn't matter what's going on with Ubisoft corporate right now. You got owned. It's done. Yeah, he might get turned on at the rape, so I'll stop using that terminology. But Grummz got totally owned. Totally stomped by a retarded slop game, dipshit brand intern. That's usually cringe as fuck. And they just like 3-word owned you. Our game is out. 4-word. Sorry, I miscounted in my head when I briefly counted. But I didn't count, I guessed.
So yeah, so they're doing this thing, right? They got a big expose. They're going to drop it any day now, and they keep delaying it, and they're finally going to do it, I think, tomorrow. So I thought, hey, wouldn't it be a good idea if we scooped the scoop? And the only two people that know about this right now are Smash and Flash. Not because I wanted to keep it under wraps, because I wanted to scoop the scoop. I didn't want them to go first.
Because their names rhyme.
You're getting out ahead of it.
I'm getting ahead of it?
Getting out ahead of it, yeah. Go ahead.
All right, wait, so I should back up? Wait, what's going on?
No, that's basically what scooping is.
Oh, yeah. I'm getting on ahead of it. And you know, it was like a really interesting time of my life. They went back 20 years ago. All right. They went back
the whole
20
fucking
years
generation.
And yeah, whole generation, even a little bit more. And they think they'd have something on me. And what it turns out is that it's, you know, like we said, it's just the tip. They don't have the whole thing. So basically, are you guys ready in chat?
Should I scroll down?
No, don't scroll down yet.
Do we need like a drum roll for this or anything?
Yeah, we need a drum roll.
Wow, you're ready on that.
I'm good.
I
haven't had a little video game thing there.
Grummz am a porn king.
What?
I am the Hugh Hefner of Blizzard. That's what they got.
Dude, this is so cringe. Oh, he tried to talk himself up too. Dude, you weren't a porn king. You're a sleazy fat dude who filmed women fighting. You're not Hugh Hefner. You didn't have a mansion full of bitches. You're some weird Chinese pervert who shot videos in from Craigslist listings in the shittiest hotels and Airbnbs you can possibly imagine. That's what you did. You're not Hugh Hefner.
I don't understand what that means.
20 years ago.
Should I scroll down then?
This is before, sure. This is before OnlyFans. This is before anything else. I, as a side gig, ran several adult websites and made a shit ton of money doing so. And they don't know this.
Yeah, you were not in the hot tub cave surrounded by hot ball pots.
You know, and posting it online, and they found one of my sites. And the way they found this, by the way, is what's going to get them in trouble with the FBI. And we're going to talk about that.
So
later.
You're a pimp, basically.
Well, look, everybody in tech
pimpin'.
was doing this. Anybody who knew how to do this and how to get online, because this is before it was easy. This is before there was Wix. This was before anything else, right? So if you wanted to do this, you had to have technical knowledge and you had to know how to make money. And so I did. I made a lot of money, and this is what they're running with. And so what I did was I wasn't comfortable with hardcore porn, right? So what I did was softcore porn. And
God, you're such a prude, man.
What's that? Oh,
you're such a prude. How dare you?
Well, you said there was a fan fiction.
Cinemax stuff.
I'm not a real gamer, and I'm not a real pornographer.
What was the erotic fiction?
Okay, so
wow.
The way you succeed in porn, right, is okay. You have to remember, this is before OnlyFans. This is before porn was free. Everything was paywalled behind a subscription site, right? So if you wanted to see something, you had to pay for it. Later on, it turned out there was like a free-to-play model for porn, and everything shifted to that. So if you just do regular porn,
wait, you say free-to-play model of porn?
Yeah, that's what it is now. There's a lot of analogies between gaming and porn. Okay. The way you monetize. And so my expertise in gaming translated to expertise in monetizing softcore porn.
Softcore at that, huh? Wow.
Well, because I wasn't comfortable with hardcore. You know, I just didn't feel it.
Well, here's the dividing question that
You
I
can't
gotta
even
ask.
be a bad boy, right? What the fuck?
Because of the
I
anime
still made
stuff.
a lot of money, dude.
Well, here's
that
here's the question that I got to ask. That's going to be the dividing thing on it. Was any of it like the lolly stuff or?
No. They tried. So they were, and they actually admitted that they're like they had to walk it back because they hyped the claim so much, and they finally tweeted out it's like, well, it's not anything like Epstein Island or anything, but it's still bad. It's still bad.
Well, if it's not like the little kid stuff, then what's the problem?
Yeah, it's not. So what we did is we targeted a niche. I ran a company. This was a company. Right?
It says
they don't know
BDSM Dom stuff.
Yeah, they don't know this. They think that I was posting individually in order to do this on a forum. But what it was is I was running a very successful company doing software porn, and we made business decisions in order to make money. And so we targeted a niche because
I was actually really successful. I was doing this purely for the money.
No, you're a weird pervert. You're a weird fucking pervert.
Know that niches were underserved, and that's how you get traction. Because if you try to just do what everybody else does, then it doesn't, it's very hard to compete. So what we focused on was, and I didn't want to go hardcore, I went softcore, and we did, and this is before video, right? You couldn't serve a lot of video. We did that later. But what we did was we did erotic fiction, and we did commissioned anime artwork to go with that erotic fiction, right? And so I had a team of writers, and I had a team of artists, and they would write stuff, I would edit it, and I would publish it, and it would be behind
I don't believe it. I don't believe him. I don't believe that he was paying people to write the erotic fiction. I don't believe that at all. Because literally, we've got testimony from people who worked on Firefall saying that he thought he was a really good fiction writer, and he would come in and talk about his ideas in meetings, and talk about how all the books he was reading and his ideas for the universe and stuff. Like, we've got so many counts of him doing this exact sort of shit. No, you wrote that shit. You was writing that shit. I don't believe people are paying for the tech stuff. Now, I'm sure he made some money off of like the video stuff and the photo shoots. But I'm pretty sure you was writing that stuff.
Paywall, and people would actually pay for this back then, believe it or not. You can't do that now. The market's just not there. So we targeted erotic fiction and BDSM in the anime category. So we had like anime drawings and stuff, and we targeted femdom and particularly women wrestling. That was the niche that we picked that we thought was great. And you know what? I like all things, but I love growing up in the 80s. There's I love a good oil wrestling match. So I was like, okay, that's fine. Let's do that.
I feel you, brother.
What about, how do you feel about midgets and mud?
No, can't do midgets. I just can't do it. I just think Dinklage.
Oh, airbag.
Too new. That makes no sense.
Airbags in the chat. How you enjoying that? How you enjoying that band?
Yeah.
Buddy?
So we wrote to market, right? So whatever was the hot topic in that fetish category, I tasked our writers to write that, and we did it under different pen names, and we had a company pen name for it that we did that for, and that's what Airbag's alluding to. So he's alluding to something called, well, I don't know. Can I say this without getting you like struck or anything like that? Like, how far can I go here?
I don't think they, as long as you don't show anything.
Yeah, we're not going to show anything because
then it doesn't
for
matter.
a very good reason. Because if they proceed with this, they're planning to drop this tomorrow. If they want to do this, then that proves something that's very valuable in criminal prosecution. We're going to talk about that later.
But he's trying so hard. He's trying to stop this coming out. You can tell he's pressed. He's like,
oh well, if you drop this, the consequences will never be the same. You've got no idea. The cyber police.
Like, that's literally what he's doing right now. It's so embarrassing. And this is actually going to work against retail. Like, Smash JT, Human Pug, sitting here, just totally, retarded look on his face while Grummz tries desperately to posture and be like, I'm gonna bring the FBI down on these people. I'm gonna back trace it. I'm gonna get the cyber police involved. You're totally owned now, kid. Okay, dude. Okay. Nothing's happening. This video's gone up, making fun of you. It'll probably do a part 2 that also makes fun of you. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Not super chatting. You know what? Fuck him. I'm not going to answer his question. Airbag, if you want that question, you better super chat $20 minimum.
There you go.
You send that question in. But anybody else?
Yeah, money's apolitical. I'll take it.
If you guys want to ask me
I love it.
about the porn industry, because I work with some of the best and most popular.
I have a lot of questions.
But if you want to ask a question about what it's like to work in that industry, super chat now, and I will answer them.
And War Machine 300 gifted 5 memberships. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I would like you to describe some of the stuff, because that's going to be the big thing on this, is what kind of porn it was exactly.
We're talking.
What's going to get you nailed is if it is any of the little kid stuff.
No little kid stuff at all.
Which is what
and for the record, I'm not a fan of that stuff. I don't like the little kid shit.
what is the gotcha? Like I'm like still waiting for like.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for. Like,
What is
Well,
the
because
point?
look, my writers are very creative, right? And so when you talk about BDSM femdom, you're going to get into some S&M. You're going to get into some what people consider deviant sex. That's what they wrote about. And then I would commission
Pissing,
artists.
right?
to
Wouldn't
draw
that be
them.
kink
It's
shaming?
always pissing.
Oh, it's
Right.
absolutely that's the hypocrisy, right?
That is
Aren't they the
hypocrisy.
same
They're all
people that
about
are
that
into
stuff.
that shit? They're the ones
they're
trying
all
to
about
expose
that
you
stuff,
for
so
it.
They love that shit.
They're into far worse. They're into fucking bestiality and shit, dude.
Oh my god.
Airbag, hey, airbagged out there. We're gonna find your porn stash one day, and it's gonna be lots worse, man. I can tell you that.
Wait, so Grummz, we're talking literature here, right? We're not talking videos or movies. We're just talking like straight up.
Because
Why was the feminist bad guy writing femdom? Because it's almost like all these guys just project their own miserable, freak psychology onto the world and fight that instead of engaging with the actual reality. So he gets very wrapped up in the idea of women having power over him or him being downtrodden or something. And then that seeps through into everything he says because he has a fucked up, perverted, disgusting mind.
The written word, right?
Look, this was 20 years ago. They went back 20 years to try to get a gotcha, right? 20 plus years. And so we're talking about an internet that wasn't capable of serving video in any sort of resolution other than like SNES Nintendo Day resolution, right?
So you were fucking Tumblr king.
It was stories and it was anime artwork, and we contracted it out to some great artists and some writers. And sometimes writers would send me stuff for free. I didn't even have to pay them because they just wanted to see it illustrated. So I would have it illustrated. I was
We
a
have one of them
publisher.
here, actually. Here,
So
here's one of your books.
What the fuck?
So I would edit
It's a
it.
classic.
I would edit it and I would post it. And what they did was they found my feeder site. Do you guys know what a feeder site is?
No, I don't know. What is that? Can you
I'm going to
explain
teach you business. I'm going to school you guys in how to be a porn king. All right. So
hold on, get my notes.
Let me get my notes. Yeah, hold on.
So whenever you do a
Not where I
site,
thought they would
it's
go.
not enough to just do a website. And they don't even know that this was a business. They think it was me personally out there doing this thing. They don't understand I made shitloads of money from this, right? So whenever you have, in order to stand out, you got to have a feeder site. So that's something that's free, that a lot of you can build a community around, and that all filters into your paid subscriptions. And there's a lot of similarities with games here, guys. That's why it's my expertise, right? So you have a feeder site, and I built the largest community for this particular fetish, right? The largest in the world. And to this day, I get so many thank you letters from people, anonymously, of course.
Dude, this is
that are saying,
absurd. It's like every step of the way, he's like, I made so much money off of this, and I was doing such a good job of this, and I'm getting so many thank you letters, even to this day, about how much they loved my porn site. I was like a porn king. You guys have no idea how successful I was. It's not an own on me at all. I'm not owned at all. This doesn't embarrass me at all, because I was so good at this, and I made so much money. I was so pro. I was so awesome. Dude, no one's buying this, aside from your retarded little friend circle here. Only people are buying this. That's because they're engaging in total motivated reasoning. Show us the evidence of how much money you made on this. Present it to the AG of California, actually. That'd be amazing.
Thank you for founding the site. This is totally my thing. This is totally my niche. And so what we would do is we would post some free samples, right? So we'd post some free samples, and then from the free samples, they would go from that, and then they would go to the website, and then they would pay to become a paid subscriber. So that's how that works. And so what they found was the feeder site, and they found like the writers I posted there, because we all did it under pen names. They found the writers I posted there, and that would drive traffic to our main sites, which would then upsell you on the main stories with the artwork and everything else. And eventually we did go video, because stuff was going video. And that was some of the best, most fun times I've ever had. I mean, and the most boring. People think porn is like really exciting, but it was actually, a bit boring, and they aren't treated too well. I treated my my models very, very well, and I'm good friends with a lot of them. And and so where they were used to. So I'm getting ahead of myself, but yeah, basically, you build.
I was really good to the girls too. I treated them really well. I'm still such good friends with them. When he's got nothing but a terrible history with previous people he's worked with, previous colleagues and previous employees all hate him. Right. Sure thing, man.
The feeder site, and they found the feeder site, but they can't find the original site because it's 20 years old, and we took it offline. We shut it all down. It's not there anymore. So that's what they're trying to run with. And they're trying to like post exposés from this story, which have BDSM elements, which have kink elements that,
rape elements.
They're for shock value. No, I fucking hate furries, man. I'm not going furry for that. And but
So
yeah,
no furry.
You've got to remember when all this is happening, guys. This guy's like 60 years old, right? This guy saying all this shit is like, what is he, like 57? It's a 60-year-old dude who is sitting here trying to big himself up about his old porn site.
No lolly. It's
No
just
furry,
a bunch
no
of fucking kink.
you got to be upfront
kink
and
porn.
legal. Oh, you got to be upfront and legal, right? Because you have to have payment processors, and so we had to have like age gateways. We had to adhere to certain guidelines. You know what the strangest guideline
Yeah,
is
yes,
from
kids.
payment processors that Visa and MasterCard don't like? Guess. You'll never guess.
It's porn.
I have no idea.
Vampirism.
Vampirism.
You can't depict vampirism.
Because you're like, it's like gore, probably kind of.
Well, yeah. Not,
I mean,
not
technically,
gore.
it kind of is because you're.
They didn't have a
penetrating-
problem with gore. They had a problem with vampirism, which I thought was really, really weird. But
That's
that was-
strange because fucking women love sex vampires.
Yeah, they do. But you know, but back then this is obviously maybe things have changed. Look, they went 20 years back, man. Before I was married, I was working on WoW.
What's the statute of limitations for them to find a got you on someone, by the way?
There's nothing illegal here, Smash.
No, but I'm saying, like, how far back do they go to be like, okay, yeah, this is our gotcha. It's from 44 years ago, but he wrote a book one time 44 years ago about softcore porn.
Depends on the book.
What?
Yeah, I'm kind of failing to see what the.
Well, I think the angle here. I think the angle here is that because of Elon retweeting you and stuff, the thing that they're going to try to hit with this on is to the conservative right-wing audience that's been following you through.
That
this,
was timing,
which is
because
what's
guess
going
when
to
this happened?
probably get some of them kind of.
Imagine waking up one day after being pulled out of a dark tunnel and the first thing you see is Smash JT's fucking pug face soy jacking at you through your brand new fisheye lens-esque eyes. Or like a video game opening. Like he's like Cyberpunk, Keanu's like picking you up, or like Skyrim, like you're waking up on the prison cart. It's fucking Smash JT looking at you.
upset. But I mean, this is from 20 years ago.
But dude, there are like
people change over 20 years.
There are known.
You're finally awake. You're finally awake.
Porn stars.
I still like sex. What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, running a porn site.
Oh no, I don't.
But that's
do that
the
anymore.
angle. If you want to know what that is, that 100% is what it is.
But
is
that's
try
it.
to-
That's what they got.
Oh, sorry.
Like
go
that's like how is it supposed to make him look bad? There's just like he just kind of fed content to what people wanted and then made money off of it. It'd be different, obviously, if he was doing like obviously kids and stuff. It'd be a whole different story. But if it's not that, then it's like okay, it's just like legal stuff. Like what's the? I don't understand what the issue is.
going with Scorching Flames in the check. This is not Jack Murphy level. I thought you were going to say like you were cucking or something. Before you talk, it's like, we better get ahead of this.
Look,
Hodo's gonna come out with a butt plug.
Wait, and I thought they were like all about like not slut shaming or
sex work is supposed to be
sex work is supposed to be noble work,
What's
right?
up with what's up with that? They're all like, this is empowering. This is
It's Oscar winning now.
We got Mikey P for 20.
A former cam girl. So like, wouldn't they be okay? This doesn't make any sense.
Mikey
This
P
is, like,
78
really
for
me.
Mikey P 78 for 20. Grummz best be wearing jimmies.
I don't understand that.
You're
Someone
saying
younger explained
you
it to me.
would hope you were wearing condoms when you were with them.
When you were banging
No, there's no
whores,
sex.
basically,
This is
Grummz.
softcore. This is softcore.
This is so crazy to do this shit where you respond to this stuff on a big panel of people just like patting your back and bigging you up. This is like so crazy, man. Like, you if you're gonna respond to shit, if you're gonna respond to that allegation or do some shit like this, do it yourself. Do it on your own. But having this whole like hype crew around you, it's like so fucking pathetic.
There's no sex involved, right? You've got women.
Yeah, it's like
wrestling.
Cinemax.
You've got.
Remember when you would watch TV with the thing scrambled and once in a while you would see a boobie?
This is how it
That's like
became.
softcore porno.
Kids these days just won't understand.
This is how I
know.
became a
That's
really
old
good
school.
photographer. Okay, I would sweat. I would sweat because I was rigging lights. Look, when you do one of these shoots, it's really not a lot of fun. Like people have some sort of impression that you have like a lot of fun. But I was working so hard. I was setting up lights. I was setting up cameras. And then when it was time to take the shot, I remember doing a whole shoot because remember we went eventually to video and to still photography. I would do a whole shoot and I forgot to get the models topless. And I was like, oh shit, I just wasted a bunch of money.
How do you forget something like that?
Because I'm into the photography more than I am into the porn.
That'd be the first thing I think of. All right, ladies.
See, this is and this is the reaction that they will get from some people, like calling yourself porn king and about the degeneracy and stuff. That was the angle that they're going for.
Yeah, those are
Yeah,
the people
so-
you need to check the hard drives on too.
I
That's
can
so
talk to you
gross.
about this.
It's so gross.
Dude. No, this is based. Jesus Christ, sorry. I'm dying. This is based. Yeah, right-wingers sticking to their principles. You're a degenerate, Grummz. You're a degenerate. Get out, Grummz.
That was the angle that they're going for.
Yeah, those are
Yeah,
the people
so-
you need to check the hard drives on too.
I
That's
can
so
talk to you
gross.
about this.
It's so gross. I can't
So-
believe you said
Well,
that.
it's not. I don't want
I-
to go that far because a lot of people that are religious, they're not bothering anybody and they don't care what you do, but
Yeah,
they do have their values.
Look, I had a mole inside their Discord server, which is absolutely damning, right? And GigaBear was that mole, and he's on the stream right now, and he's watching because he knows I'm talking about this. He has been a trooper on this. And what he did was he entered their Discord and he collected a bunch of damning information about how they got this info, which is illegal, by the way. And so I totally lost my train of thought. What were we talking about?
Well, this comment here too is
found a bunch of information.
Yeah.
infiltrating.
Dustin
Yeah.
to win. Grummz isn't claim. Grummz has never claimed,
claimed
to be a
be-
conservative.
I'm center right.
I'm not really conservative either, to be honest. I'm MAGA.
Look,
Also, if this was all so awesome and he's so fucking proud of it, why did he start deleting shit when he found out they were making the video?
Those
Look,
are two different things.
I'm center right, and listen, my family, look, my mom and my wife know all about this. Before I married her, everything else, it all came out clear. She's happy with it because it, back then, it made a lot of money, and she's a beautiful woman herself. She has no jealousy. You know how you have these ugly, trolls
It's
out
always
there.
the
and
ugly
stuff
ones
like
that get
that.
jealous.
Yeah, exactly. And my wife's a beautiful woman.
Mark Kern wife. Mark Kern Firefall wife. Mark Kern Grummz wife. I can't see her. Mark Edward Kern wife. He's saying look, I can't find his wife. I can't find his wife, sadly. I can't see a picture of his wife. He's saying his wife is this beautiful woman. Do we think, if we had to put money on it, you have to put money on it. There's a gun to your head. And if you get this wrong, you're going to get your brains blown out. Okay, imagine this. Well, it's a hypothetical. That's not a threat, just for YouTube. That's a hypothetical that I'm setting up. Imagine someone puts a gun to your head. Someone says, if you get this wrong, I'm going to shoot you. And they ask you, they say, who is more attractive? Grumm's wife or Alyssa McCanty? And equal stats, same age. Age equalized. Yeah, we're all picking the right answer. I see we're all picking the right answer. It's very obvious. It's very obvious. There is no way Grumm's wife is remotely attractive. I don't believe it. I do not believe it. She is beat as fuck. He is a fat old Asian man.
Woman, so she has no problem with it. She's like, when's the next shoot, right? That back then. And because we were making good money doing this. And so basically
Ultra MAGA.
Yeah. So, but what they're trying to do is in this Discord, what Giga has found out is they actually they're trying to appeal to GDA, right? So he's a big, conservative guy. They think that we're all conservative Nazis, and that if they expose Grummz for having done this in the past, that he's going to lose all of his clout. They said, so many people send me tweets that we're going to ruin you. Your days of grifting are
Dude, literally nobody thinks that. Nobody thinks that's going to happen. Everyone knows you guys are unthinking, lead-brained degenerates that will suck each other off no matter what. Everybody knows your principle, completely lacking in principles, totally morally bankrupt losers with nothing of worth to add, nothing of value to offer the world. We know. Nobody's under any illusions about that.
Over. And you know what? I don't think they're going to give a shit. I don't think they're going to give a shit. And maybe some will.
I think some will, but not.
Tom is going to leave me. Tom's going to unfollow me.
There will be some people that get.
Like you're on a stream with Smash JT. You're on a stream with Smash JT. And you're not just like berating him and insulting him. You're not treating him like filth. What does that say about you? Yeah, Smash JT's your number 2. He's your second in command. That's your right-hand guy.
Pimp,
kind of
why
upset
would I
about
do
it, but
that?
Yeah,
I would also
I'm
say
still
this
failing
was
to see how
20
this
years
is bad.
ago.
I don't understand.
So remember, when you're judging somebody, if it's 20 years ago, that's a little something, especially
Yeah,
if
but
you
they
don't
don't care
anymore.
Flash.
But dude,
That's
Anything
true.
they can
it was
get, 'cause-
20 years
'cause they-
ago, but we had a
they've
lot of fun.
lost so badly at this point that they're scrounging for scraps, anything, because they've lost everything. Like every single ideological battle that they've had from beginning to end, they have lost. Like, let's be real. You know, every game they've wanted to champion has failed. Every movie they've wanted to champion pretty much for the most part has failed. TV shows, whatever. Every like social cause they wanted
She's
to
an
go for
award-giving journalist.
failed. Then the whole USA thing happens, and now we know that
Holy
it's all being
fuck.
funded by taxpayer money. So none of it was even like legitimate. It just shows that like they're just scrounging, and it's sad. I remember telling that airbag guy quite a while ago. I told him like, you lost, man. Just be a better person. That's all you guys can do at this point, you know. And like,
Well, I'd be careful with that because the word "better" is very ambiguous for them. They
okay,
think
well, you know what I
DEI
mean. Like,
makes games better.
yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like at this point.
Yes, better is subjective. Yeah, no shit. Better is often subjective. Better is usually in reference to some, like for something to be better, it has to be being judged from some predetermined framework through which you're evaluating the quality. And so, if their framework for evaluating quality is, dude, I hate this guy. He's so retarded. It's just like the most retarded low IQ jabs in the world constantly, not even relevant, and they're just like,
Oh, well, these guys think that black people in games makes games better, so they don't know what better means.
It's like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? It's not relevant, it's not funny, it's not insightful, and it's not accurate. So what the fuck was the point in saying it, you stupid fuck? Say it to the curb next time, buddy.
Like they've lost so totality, so much loss that they've had that you would think that they would just finally be like, you know what? Okay, maybe we have been on the wrong side and we want to build a bridge. But instead of building the bridge, they're not even burning another bridge because there is no bridge. They're just burning the little pieces of like wood that they can find at this point. You know what I mean? Like anything to start a fire, and it's not working. And it's like, if this is the worst they have on Grummz, like, so the guy did softcore, like he didn't do it. Sorry, he was like, you know, distributing whatever.
Yeah, contract. There's the guy making it.
like a
Which,
million.
by the way, even
like,
if
that's
he
worse.
was,
That's the finance.
even if he was acting in softcore porn, I'd be like, all right. But you weren't even doing that.
But that's the thing.
I
though.
would find it kind of badass,
I
actually.
think that
So I
happens.
don't
Like, there's
understand
people
what's
on their
exposed
side.
here.
There's the thing. How can that be a bad thing when people on their side have been cam girls and whatever and OnlyFans people and they're all about
Yeah,
sex?
and you go after them for it non-stop. That's the point, retard.
Alyssa said she was a cam girl in a tweet. Unless she,
I don't want
delete
to
that?
see that. I don't want to see
That's-
that. But
no,
the point
she
is
didn't
that
say
like
She said that in a tweet.
Yeah, she said she was a cam girl in a tweet, and then Smash JT went around saying that she sucked dick for money. Yeah. That's why he was getting threatened with defamation lawsuits. Yeah, we know.
Those are
And
her
now she's
words.
suing me. Now she's suing me for saying that she said it.
that's the thing. Like,
No, she's not. See? Look at this lying rat piece of shit, Smash JT. Lying rat piece of shit. You are not being sued for saying she was a cam girl, you worthless fucking freak. You are being sued for saying she sucks dick for money. I'm shocked this guy can fucking operate the organs required to make a lie like that travel from his brain through whatever nerves, sending the signals to his throat and making the air actually leave his throat. I'm shocked that this guy's form allows him to lie like this. I would have thought it to be a physical impossibility due to the structure of his neck and face.
Here's the thing: softcore porn is not hardcore porn. There was no actual sex.
Yeah, isn't like Girls Gone Wild?
By anything.
Hey, this from the super chat here. Arepa, I've Shooter for 2. So like Girls Gone Wild.
Probably not like Girls Gone
No,
Wild.
no, no.
That was just showing titties and shit on a college bus, wasn't it?
You know, the stories are talking about more than that, but the videos are doing much less. And the videos were a lot of fun actually. So that, you know, I was talking about earlier before we were going chat about how, you know, I'd love to tell some of the stories because I've never been able to tell them before.
Tell the stories.
So when we switched to video, I was very obsessed with production quality, right? So I don't know if most people know, but when you hire fetish actresses and things like that to come on set. They come with their own makeup. I said, come without makeup because I've got a professional there, right? So I had professionals do the makeup and everything else. And we would shoot these at, and this is all softcore, no sex, no nothing like that. We would shoot these at I would like rent out 5-star resorts. Okay, a lot of people don't treat models right. They rent a warehouse and they treat them like shit and everything else. But they loved me because what I would do is I'd rent a 5-star resort and we made it a party. I would have it catered. Right. So we had great food and we had wine and champagne available. And we tried to make it a very enjoyable process because it's actually very tedious shooting this stuff. And so I had like a session where it was like I wanted to shoot a lot of content really quickly. So I had like 12 fantastic models online. They all came over to this 5-star resort. We all set up and I was setting up the lights and everything else. And
I don't care about this. Just like skip this bit, bro.
Basically, what I did for my friend's bachelor party is
nobody cares
to the groom and says, "Mind if I join you?" And he on a card
over to ours.
Yeah. What is he doing there? Is he streaming it?
He's reacting to 2 people.
This is crazy, man.
He's reacting.
Only 2 people watching.
Yeah, he's streaming with somebody else.
Oh my
So
god!
Oh, is he?
No, and it's
there's
going
nobody
in.
actually watching him. It's just him and the other.
Going on right
This
now.
too
Wow.
Dropped this early.
This is their gotcha video.
Okay.
This is their
They just
gotcha
dropped
video.
They're going to show all the. You can't show all of it because
How many views does it have?
we had
None. They just
very-
dropped it today.
You can't show all of it. Grummz. You can't show all of it, Yellow Flash. You can't show all of it.
We had
Oh,
very
it's got 41
creative ways.
likes.
Yeah, because we scooped them. Because we freaking scooped them. And so they're going to show. I can tell you what they're going to show. They're going to show the most salacious parts and the most BDSM parts of what our writers created here.
It doesn't look like
Not
they
true.
show anything bad.
Didn't you
just
show
looking through
anything?
They don't show
Wrong.
it.
anything.
Oh, there's some screenshots and text.
They just say that you continue to radicalize yourself. If you keep funding him or supporting him, you are willingly throwing your weight behind someone who's deceived and defrauded thousands of gamers while trying to position himself as a savior.
Bring
of gaming.
back Rumble Roses. Let's talk about that. I'm the best game developer to bring back Rumble Roses.
I love the game.
I'm the best game developer to bring back Rumble Roses. Brother, you can't finish a game. You literally can't get the game you're already working on out playable. It's crazy. And you're saying you're the best developer for it? You can't get the game you're already making out? You fucked up Firefall? And you'd be the best developer for this? Hello? Yeah, it's things 2004. I don't even know that he was developing back then. He was doing like the EULA and shit like that and licensing with China, right?
Because that was the niche we targeted.
This is all they have.
Rumble Roses is
That's all
basically
they
a Western
got.
game.
Dude,
with
I got more than
nothing but
that.
hot chicks.
This is it?
They didn't find the good stuff.
This
This
is
isn't
weird. They have
What is this? Foxy Fighter? This isn't Lolly or anything. Where's the gotcha?
Yeah, there's
They
no.
don't look like little kids. That would have been something. Now, if that was there, I would have had a problem. But this is like older
I'll
looking
be honest
characters.
with you. This is kind of boring. I went and made a sandwich. No offense, Grummz.
Damn it! I thought you'd be offended, Tom. I was going to get into an
when the
argument
porn
with you.
star didn't do anything but play video games, I'm like, fuck this shit. I'm out.
Well, we did more than that. Do you want to hear the next part?
Well, it's not. It's not.
If it
gotcha.
doesn't
This is
involve nudity, no.
Grummz, this is a hit
There was
piece.
no
Like
nudity.
towards the end of it, they say failed game dev, failed pornographer, failed husband. Which
Oh shit!
what?
No.
Fragile mind, fragile ego, fragile life. Like
I
this
made
is
a
a straight up
shit
hit.
ton of money. I made a shit ton of money, and you know
This
what?
is a straight up hit piece. Yeah, sorry, Smash JT? Smash JT, crying about hit pieces. Smash JT. What's on your channel again? Smash JT, what's your channel again? Like, crying about hit pieces. Almost every single one of these is a hit piece. Like, they're like slop hit pieces that you pump out like once a week. But it is like non-stop. Fuck this person, fuck this person, fuck this person, fuck this person. It's fine, I do that too. But let's not get on a fucking high horse about hit pieces.
Did my company when I started Red 5? It funded the start of Red 5.
But it's just curious how they're just. It's clearly a hit piece. They just.
It is a hit
package
piece.
it.
There's a lot of people that like hentai. In fact, Airbagged in the chat. What's up, Airbagged? I would.
He's
I
too
think
cheap to
probably
pay. Look,
he
he's
strikes
even
me as a
making content.
hentai. He strikes me as a hentai enjoyer himself, which I don't have a problem with. If you like hentai, man, I don't care.
Oh, MLYP, you're
I
in
don't
trouble.
care.
You're in trouble. You're in chat, and I got the goods on you. I got the receipts, and the FBI is going to paying you a visit.
So he's talking to the guy who made the video.
The FBI is going to be paying you a visit. The FBI is going to be paying you a visit.
In Australia.
The FBI is going to be paying you a visit.
So enjoy
I'm a
your
man of
time
culture myself.
So what he's referring to is, hey, what's your mom involved with this? You know, fucking my whole family was involved. Do you know that my mom was a Playboy bunny? That she could go to Hugh Hefner's mansion at any time? And she says, Hugh Hefner is a very nice man.
Dude, what? What? Huh? What? Dude, Grummz is like a next level lolcow, man. Holy fuck. The slightest bit of prompting. Nobody knew this. Nobody had any idea about this.
And he's like, you know, my mom was actually a Playboy bunny. She said Hugh Hefner's a very nice man.
What? What are you talking about, Grummz? Your mom was a whore? Your mother was a whore, Grummz? Your mother was getting fucking gangbanged? That's what you're saying? Your mom was at the Playboy Mansion getting fucking gangbanged on the daily? That's what you're saying, Grummz?
Actually, I'm not owned. You know, my mom was actually a Playboy bunny getting gangbanged on the daily by black dudes.
Grummz isn't an own. What are you doing, brother?
So yeah. So guess what? This has been a part of my family since my parents. And so go fuck yourself.
By the way, Hugh Hefner was not a nice man. He was a cordial man. He wasn't.
She liked him. I don't know.
Wait. Hold on.
If this is just that you made hentai, I don't really see the big deal here. Other than it will probably irritate some of your conservative followers.
Yeah.
For the majority, I don't think they're going to really care too much.
Wait,
is that all this is?
Anna posed a really good question though.
Dude, this is actually worse than the hit piece. This is crazy.
Dude, when I was in college and I put her picture on my
Dude, yeah, it makes so much sense. This guy's warped, perverted, wretched psychology. It makes so much sense when you realize how much of a whore his mother was. His Twitter behavior, all of it just comes. It just makes total sense. Holy shit.
She looked so young, they thought it was my girlfriend, okay?
Jesus, that's horrible, man.
My mom is
those Asian genes.
She was smoking, okay? So my dad took photos of her and sent them into Playboy magazine, and they wanted to book her right away.
So Anna posed a really good question though. How is your mom?
Dude, when I was in college and I put her picture on my cabinet, she looked so young, they thought it was my girlfriend, okay?
Jesus, that's horrible, man.
My mom is
those Asian genes.
She was smoking, okay? So my dad took photos of her and sent them into Playboy magazine, and they wanted to book her right away as Playmate of the Month, right?
Dude.
But my dad said, "What's involved with that?" I said, "Well, you have to do a year-long tour and a contract, everything else." He's like, "I'm not giving up my wife for 12 months." This is a year before I was born, right? And so he refused that, but they said, "Okay, let's have her if we really want her. Let's do her in a feature where it's like the women of Asia, right?" And so she agreed to do that. And my dad agreed along with that, and she went ahead and did that, and she had a great time. I mean, I think the way that Playboy was run back then was very respectful.
Bro, what?
Didn't disrespect my mom at all, and it was very tasteful. And she did news for that, and you can see that today.
The number one trending Google search right now is Grummz.
It was very tasteful. Dude, this guy wanted to fuck his own mom so bad. Obviously, no proof of that. I have no proof he wanted to do that. But dude, that is the most insane freak story I've ever heard someone tell. And he was in college. He had a picture of his mother on his cabinet. What? Or he said like under his cabinet? On his cabinet? Like what?
His mom for some reason.
Do you want to react to this, Grummz?
I don't want to. Well, sure, go ahead.
I think that would be the best way to put it to bed. Yeah, we're going through it?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Can we do it at one
Wait,
point?
hold on. That guy's in the chat. You going to strike me for playing this, dude? What's this guy's name? MY? I don't know who this is. You going to strike me if I play this?
So MYLP did something very, very bad in the private Discord server that they paywalled. And so I don't trust him one bit because he's in trouble with the FBI now. I have the receipts on all of you assholes because GigaBear was in there documenting everything you did. And I'm filing my FBI report next week. So I wouldn't give him the time of air because he's going to be a felon soon.
Oh,
Very confident there, Grummz.
I say we do it, but at 1.5 times speed. That's my vote.
Yeah,
we can do that.
Maybe
but hold on. Now, I asked this guy in the chat if he's going to strike me, and he hasn't answered because I'm not going to play this. I don't trust these people. So if I got to get a copyright strike, I'm not going to play this shit.
What the fuck is that blue?
So I want express permission.
What's up, blue, blue, blue?
So when I search it, assuming this was being referenced, when I Google search, my AI overview on Google says, in the UK, sharing passwords obtained through a data breach is not directly illegal under current data protection laws. UK GDPR or Data Protection Act 2018, that could potentially violate terms of service of the affected service, could be considered a breach of confidentiality. So there might be a crime for it in California. Personally, I doubt there is one in Australia if there's not one in the UK. Generally, our laws are not too far apart from what I've seen previously, especially similar to the EU. UK, EU, and Australia all seem relatively similar. And I wouldn't want to, obviously, it can be against confidentiality laws and stuff like that, so there could be ways it's illegal. But the idea that this guy is going to be a felon next week, yeah, I don't think that's very likely, Grummz, okay?
Blue, that's not even a word.
Right now,
he just said, but I want to highlight it. He said, go for it.
He said, go for it.
Yeah, where is that shit? Okay. All right, are you giving me permission? Then I'll play it.
It was a partial password as well. He censored the numbers.
All right, Mark. All right.
Yeah, so Grummz is coping like crazy. I don't think anything legal is happening to this guy. This guy is posturing like wild, just trying to shut this down. Very embarrassing stuff, cyber police stuff.
You might not be able to show because it is porn after all.
I don't see much.
It doesn't look like there's any images though.
Yeah, he wouldn't be able to put it up on here if there was.
Correct.
I mean, it would just get age restricted at like the least, right? At least that. If there
is there any nudity in this? He says there's no porn in it. All right.
No, Andrew. In their Discord, they were showing the plain text password. The one in the video is hashed. You're right.
It's just all going to be out.
It was in their Discord.
That's even.
Well, I mean, that's the point. You can respond.
One of the leading thought lords of the reactionary right wing is.
Now, who is this?
No idea.
This isn't that Rabuki guy.
They're so mad that we scooped them that they're in
more
here
of a freak.
trying to get free airtime.
I already hate the way this video started. Like the right wing, like fucking. Can we? Oh.
Well, these guys are like
off.
Airbag's pretty hardcore left. I think he's in.
The fact that you've started this video like complaining about the extreme right wing or whatever the fuck you said tells me how much of a fucktard left winger you are. Fucking idiots.
You notice that, like,
hold on, I can't hear what he's saying.
Real quick, when we ever make a video talking,
Dude, like what? How about you try doing the reaction with less than 10 people on the panel? You fucking idiots. Like you don't need every fucking Drake loser here right now, do you?
Like we never started off with, oh, do you...
Drop it down. Smash JT and Grummz. That's all I want. I want the tag team, the duo. Smash JT and Grummz handling this.
Don't do Smash. I talk about the woke.
No F-bombs, Tom. Don't drop them tonight.
The moment I play this video, I leave this video because of the way that the video started.
I agree. All right, well, come on. I don't want to spend 2 hours watching it, so let's go.
Okay, well, I mean, we'll probably... I kind of want to watch the rest of this. Or I want to try and get through it, but... It's, like, exceedingly long. Like, they're here for ages. This is another hour. Fuck. There's like over an hour of content, an hour and a half. What's the plan here? Yeah, exactly. Grummz is already talking about how much of a whore his mum is. How much of a hot whore his mum is, and how much he wanted to fuck her. He didn't actually say that, but I'm interpreting that about his psychology from the things he says here and the things he does online. I think we'll keep watching. I think I'll probably cut the video here though. We'll watch a bit of this reaction. We'll see if it's any good. Then we'll move on.
I love the game
because that was the niche we targeted.
This is all they had.
Rumble Roses is basically a wrestling game.
Dude, I got more than that.
Hot chicks.
This is it. They didn't find the good stuff.
This is weird.
What is this? Foxy Fighter? This isn't Lolly or anything. Where's the gotcha?
Yeah, there's no.
They don't look like little kids. That would have been something. Now, if that was there, I would have had a problem, but this is like older
I'll
looking
be honest
characters.
with you. This is kind of boring. I went and made a sandwich. No offense, Grummz.
Damn it! I thought you'd be offended, Tom. I was going to get into an
When the
argument with
porn
you.
star didn't do anything but play video games, I'm like, fuck this shit. I'm out.
Well, we did more than that. Do you want to hear the next part?
Well, it's not. It's not.
If it doesn't involve nudity, no.
Grummz, this is a hit
There was
piece.
no
Like
nudity.
towards the end of it, they say failed game dev, failed pornographer, failed husband.
Yeah, no shit, it's a hit piece. Catch on, buddy.
No.
Fragile mind, fragile ego, fragile life.
We already saw that
I was
bit.
in college and I put her.
But God, he's so fucking annoying.
Free.
Trying to get free airtime.
And you find out that
So he's saying like, "Oh, we're totally safe. We're everything else." You know, they hired a lawyer to try to cover their asses, and that's why they delayed this expose because they know they did something wrong.
I saw that in your file.
Can I just say, like, as a woman watching this guy is way creepier than anything we've talked about.
So we got a lot to talk about. Fantastic Four trailer came out. There is a lot of controversy about it. I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah.
Anna's right. I'm getting major vibes
Wait,
here.
can I also say, so you were talking about, you know, you did the softcore stuff, you had a business for it, and he's like, oh, this was available for people that knew where to look. It's like, so you were the person that knew where to look?
We advertised.
So this, well, no, I'm saying like, so this guy was looking for it, so he's into that, and then he found out.
I'll get into how they found the information.
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
That's the part where
because they're already lying then in the video. That's already a blatant lie.
They're
You know,
already
we
lying
don't
about
need to go.
Dude, why does she use slave Leia as her profile picture when she's like not that skinny? I don't want to say fat because this is actually not too bad for an American, but she's not like Leia.
So low tonight.
Which low?
Well, Anna's hitting him hard in the belt.
Oh,
Well, because I think he's. Listen, I haven't said like anything.
Don't
that
drop
said-
any F-bombs.
I'm not. I'm just saying, as a woman, this dude creeps me out. Like, look at even the way he lit his studio. That's like villain lighting.
well, they've been working on this for weeks, and you know they are.
Way he lit his studio. It's probably okay.
Pissed off
Nice
right
studio.
now that I'm going public with this before them, and that I've scooped their scoop. That's why Airbagged is in here. That's why ML.
Oh, so this is based lighting. This is like Mr. Girl lighting. Awesome lighting. This I had high hopes when I saw the aesthetic here.
Name is
Even though he looks like he is just like the new male phenotype down to a T.
They're pissed, man. They thought they had the scoop, and I'm giving it to you straight.
this goes deeper than you would think.
Deeper.
Don't worry, Mark. I'm not going to show any more than I have to. You and your family will not be identified. This is not doxing in a meaningful sense that you're going to talk about.
Oh, wait a
This is
second.
just
Pause
you
right
and me
there.
having a
How is this not doxing?
Thank you for the membership, Grandy.
Right, you're connecting me with a private business that I ran that I obviously don't want to impact my kids, right? And what you're doing is you're coming out with this for what reason? Because you have a problem with pornography? I don't think you have a problem with pornography. I think you have a problem with the fact that I tweet about video games, and you're so pathetic.
No one cares
that
how
you're
it affects you,
using
buddy.
in the video game arena that you're trying to desperately grasp at anything you
Well,
can.
it's like I said earlier. It's because you've cultivated a right-wing audience. and like,
Losing in the video game arena. Are you sure it's not just because he finds you really fucking annoying? He disagrees with the stuff you say and finds you really fucking annoying? Do you want to make a video attacking you?
They consider a right-wing audience,
Why
which
are
is
these guys
basically
all
anybody
the same?
that's like center right.
And they're hoping my wife
Why do they do this shit as well? Why do they pretend they're not right wing? Like obviously it's right wing.
divorces me over this and that my mom is shocked, but they all know, right? And that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to damage me from that. They're trying to cause me personal family strife. But did they pause for 1 second to think about how this affects my kids, right? That their friends
I
are
don't
going to
care.
see and hear about this.
Okay,
because
cry
of
about it.
social media, and they're going to be asked about this because my kids
Don't care.
don't know now, right? I'm going to have a talk with them. But
I don't know. I
You don't
started
know
this
what,
thinking
Tom?
you were like a pimp.
You're gonna
and now I
okay, so
think you're
listen,
like a
the reason why Daddy's able to buy
Oh, my
you
kids, my kids, my kids.
PS5s is because this guy drew a picture of a lady. And I made a lot of money off of it, and they're like, "Okay, we don't care. We're gonna play Fortnite now, and that's it." Like they don't like what are they gonna do? They're gonna go cry in their nice bed. Like who gives a shit?
I don't think they're going to care. I mean, they're teenagers now. They're 18 and over now, so I can have a talk with them about this.
Oh,
stuff.
They already resent me.
And you know what? It's a long family history.
They already think I'm a pathetic aging man child.
Oh, your avatar went away.
I was just saying that I started this thinking you were a
why
pimp,
did it
and
go
now
away?
I think you're like borderline Mormon.
Mormon.
I turned
Every
off
time a
your
story gets hot and cool, it turns into, but I didn't do anything like that.
I turned off
so-
your echo cancellation because you had that on. That's why your voice, somebody in the chat said your voice is going in and out. That's because echo cancellation was on through StreamYards. It does that. So if you have that on, you gotta turn
somebody
that
else probably doesn't have their headphones on.
Guys, I haven't like shielded or anything like this whole fucking time. It's very, very silly of me. Guys, now is a great time to remind you to please donate to the stream, okay, guys? Donate to the stream, like the stream, donate to the stream. What are the other ones? I literally fucking can't even think of the show. What do I usually say? Guys, 300 people here right now, 60 likes on stream. Some of those 240 people would mind please move their cursor to thumbs up and clicking it or pressing the thumbs up on mobile device. That'd be hugely appreciated. Now, if you want to take your support one step further, you can donate directly through a Stream Elements link in the pinned chat message. You can also buy a membership, gift a membership, gift a whole bunch of memberships randomly throughout the chat, buy a super chat which will highlight a message or read it out on TTS, or buy a super sticker, which is a YouTube image or GIF that will be highlighted in chat, and I'll describe it to you. You can go to discord.gg/Kuihman, twitter.com/Kuihman, or reddit.com/r/Kuihman. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm putting up an I will be happy goal. A 1 hour I'll be happy goal. Smile. There we go.
That's what it is, actually.
MLYP
Gino.
is complaining in the chat that we're pausing it every 5 seconds. It's like, you know what EFAPing something is, right?
Yeah, we're going to react.
Thank you for the $5
This is 38 minutes long.
I don't know if we'll get through the whole thing.
Turn it on like ×2 speed or something.
We tipped their hand because they didn't think they thought I would be ashamed of all this stuff, and they thought they had something.
Was it 125? There we go.
Come on, yeah.
Conversation, everyone else is along for the ride. By the way, don't reuse passwords for shit like this, especially if you're trying to make 2 separate personas with different names that you're going to LARP as for 20+ years. If you're a 40-year-old man at the time and 60+-year-old now, you've done that. I've established that. But don't. That's advice for anyone else looking to start up a separate online persona in the future. Use a completely separate email with a completely separate password. It might actually.
Okay, pause that.
Don't use the same lawyers either.
So OPSEC, right? So 20 years ago, OPSEC wasn't a real thing, and so and we'll get into why.
Okay, it was.
They discovered that I had used temporary passwords. Also, 20 years ago, I was a nobody, right? Like I hadn't done WoW, I hadn't done anything else, and so
20 years ago, you had done WoW. WoW released in 2004.
That you're going to be okay, and there's not a lot of there's not the same level of rigor and hackers out there that are going for this information. Right now, and I recommend to everybody out there, use 2-factor, use unique passwords for stuff, but they're going to get into that now, and this is what's going to get them in trouble.
Actually, the same lawyers to register your company. There's so many steps that this guy has failed at to protect himself, and it's just all come unraveled with publicly accessible information. Also, don't use your real name to register these emails. Your real name's out there on this historical Who is information. When you update this information, it doesn't go away. It's there. It's stored.
I don't care.
Is the phrase.
Is he admitting to? Hold on.
He just admitted
to logging in with your passwords.
Yeah, he just admitted.
Is that legal?
No, it's not. And I'm going to get into that because
when they say he was logging in with your password.
Name's out there on this historical Who is information. When you update this information, it doesn't go away. It's there. It's stored.
I don't care.
Is the phrase.
Is he admitting to? Hold on.
He just admitted.
To logging in with your passwords.
Yeah.
How did he admit to logging in with his passwords? That's not what just happened there.
He just admitted.
Is that legal?
No, it's not. And I'm going to get into that because I have the receipts on this. They just fucked themselves. And they have no idea how hard they fucked themselves. Because
and he's like admitting to it on video.
And he's admitting to it on video. And you know what? And this video was supposed to air tomorrow, but we pushed it. We tilted their...
They had to release it now.
They had to release it now because you know what they want? They want fucking clout. That's what they're after. They got 3,000 subs. That's nothing. How many subs do you have, Flash?
Well, I don't get as many.
How many
views
followers?
As the subs. 400,000.
400,000. They got 3K. They got 3K. They're
literally have like 3,000 people
39
watching
subscribers.
right now. I was just
okay,
say.
dude. Nobody cares.
They're freaking desperate. And so yeah, we forced their hand on this.
Everything you have done, everything you've purchased, everything.
Well, you totally won, Grummz. Nobody thinks you're a weird old perverted freak, man. Literally, you owned him, dude. Nobody thinks you're a weird old degenerate perverted freak projecting his own warped psychology from having a mother that he wanted to have sex with onto the world. Nobody thinks that. Nobody has that judgment of you, so you totally owned this guy, true.
Down until that drive.
To be fair, I don't think sub count really matters.
Chinese freak. The worst kind.
I don't mean sub count. I mean,
I don't think it matters that much in today's YouTube.
Stops spinning, the internet will know, and now we have found it. Some of this, disgusting.
Oh, I'm so devastated.
To reject the video based on how many subscribers and followers I have, and I don't care. I'm a podcaster. I have a normal job. Consider getting one of those before you start trying to swing any. Most of you are on Twitter for 15 hours a day, arguing over whether Yasuke is too woke. Statistically, you don't know me. I know this.
It's great to hear someone.
It is true. I am on Twitter a lot, but I I get payout to be on Twitter.
I don't give a shit about use gay.
I feel like I'm watching a video where a guy's just lambasting me for the first 2 minutes for just existing.
Where does this start? MYOK?
No, but he just exposed what he really gives a shit about. That's
Can I explain something? It's like Twitter takes no time, right? I was on a 10-hour call with my game devs working on a new build for the game that we're releasing this weekend, and I was tweeting the whole time. This guy doesn't know how to multitask. This guy has no skill, no game.
Oh, he said I could skip to 1323. Okay.
Oh, is this?
Is that when he stops lambasting the viewer and actually gets to the content? That'd be great.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Here we go.
Who are trying to.
What is this?
Time when they were 12 years.
What's Goonernomicon?
How did they structure this
play
video?
on,
where the intro is 13 minutes in? What the hell?
You guys are so fucked. You thought you had a scoop, and we're sitting here watching your video and reacting it. You got nothing, and you're going to get 0 views, just like you always have for your entire duration of your YouTube campaign. And you know what? You're getting an FBI report next week. I'm sorry.
Dude, this is so embarrassing. Holy shit, this guy's spazzing out so bad. Dude, it's so funny when people do stuff like this, because, you know, this is like, this flies with most of the audience, and these guys are willing to let it fly. But if anyone ever goes back through this, if anyone ever, like, wants to make a retrospective about what happened with Grummz, this is there now. This is there. The endless ranting about how attractive his mum was. The embarrassing I backtraced it attitude. Acting like this guy was going to be arrested when he's obviously not going to be. I mean, you've just done this for no reason. You just went out and embarrassed yourself like this. Because you were just so, you were like, yeah, so desperate to get the win. So desperate to be seen as winning.
Well, what was in the 13 minutes we just...
And I got a direct line to an agent, buddy. You're going down.
Hey, Rhino, you want to have some fun?
Yes, please.
All right, so I'm going to change the goal. We're going to do 5 only.
You know,
what are we doing?
So somewhat. Oh, go ahead.
For 5 super chats at 50, so we'll bring $50 shots back. Only 5.
Only 5. Oh shit. Okay.
Oh shit! I fucked it up again.
Fucking fun.
Oh no, I did. It's 3 hours. Okay, so over 5. So for each one, just for tonight, so we can get through this fucking video.
Look. Flash.
I need to get drunk.
Flash. Why are these guys not paying you? They should at least super chat this. Like, what is this? Like, they want to get free airtime. They got 3,000 subs. You got almost 500,000. They want to write off your clout just like they're writing off my clout. Why aren't they paying you for this?
I'm just doing this for you.
Well, you're doing it for me. I appreciate that. But you know, they're definitely trying to ride your coattails, man.
Dude. Said using my content. Well, I mean,
what is this guy crying about?
Using my content, I'm not super chatting shit.
What a fucking loser. He can't even pay you $20 to play the video. Come on, MLYP, cough up $20. Let's do it right now.
You know why he
you got $20?
Dude, he's not
time out. You know why he wanted you to skip? He makes a bunch of accusations in that first few minutes. That's why.
Maybe he does. Yeah,
that's why. Yeah, I was just listening to it in the background because I was bored.
Yeah, but I want to get to what he has.
Are you sure
though.
that's why? I think he told you to skip because it's a long fucking intro that's just laying the groundwork for people watching, and he was like, yeah, skip to the bit where I actually go through the information. I think so. I told you to skip the intro.
I don't really care if he trashing us and shit. Like,
he claims that he abuses his parents and shit.
MLYP, if you think you got the goods, put your money where your fucking mouth is and pony up $20. Come on, $20. Dude. It's just $20. Do it.
This is so embarrassing.
No, I think you should go back to about just about 2.5 minutes and just listen to about 1.5 minutes there.
Can you not?
He's like desperately trying to get this MLYP guy to pay money to get them to play the video. But Yellow Flash is just going to play the video. Yellow Flash is just going to play it because he's going to make money from watching it on stream. Like, this is his content. You're holding this up. You know, and the thing is, this is the thing, right? It's so obvious how nervous Grummz is. Yellow Flash is obviously going to want to play this video. This is his content for tonight. This is the plan. Grummz does not want it to be played. And Grummz knows the MLYP guy isn't going to pay the money. The only point of that is to stop the video being played, to try and create a pressure to not play the video. Dude, this is so just embarrassing. He's just such a man-child. This is a 60-year-old man. having like an insecure meltdown here.
Up $20. If this is so fucking important to you, if this is such a fucking expose, and you were totally scooped on this because I have no problem with it, where's your $20 fucking dollars? That's like fucking a movie and a popcorn. You can't afford that? What are you, some kind of fucking loser? Come on, man.
He's now saying we can't
Bold
play
to
it.
assume that communists have.
He said we can't play it now?
Yeah, he's now saying in the chat.
Oh
we can't play
shit!
it.
We can't play it now.
Because I just burnt his ass. Because I told you. As Sukumatic just said, Tom is right on this one. That's why
I don't even know if they even said that in chat, did they? I can't see the live chat replay.
Yeah. And he just lists a bunch of accusations on there, including abusing your own parents.
You tell him, Tom, because he can't even put $20 to his money. He doesn't believe in this shit $20 worth. That's how much he doesn't believe in it. He knows it's so much bullshit.
Ridiculous.
It's so much bullshit. He won't even put
Did he
his
even
money
say he
where
abused his parents? What was that in there? Did he really say that? Abuses his parents' goodwill is what he said. Abuses their goodwill. Dude, these people are so retarded. Actual like 5th grader level reading, like 12-year-old, 10-year-old reading level. Abuses their goodwill. That doesn't mean he abused them. Dude.
his fucking mouth is. How pathetic is that?
All right, let's play. Oh, here we go.
You're not allowed to play. He said you
did
can't
he say
play
that for
it.
real?
Yeah.
Did you say that? We can't play this video?
Yep,
Okay.
that's what he said.
No,
Well, now
he
he's-
said
now he's
you
denying
can,
that he's
no, he was
saying
saying play it or
Hang
don't
on.
play it. He's like, I
Hang
don't
on.
care.
Yeah, he said, dude, wait, and they're saying now, oh, he said we can't play it? We said we can't play it? We can't play the video now? He's saying we can't play it? We're not allowed to play it? Oh, I guess we won't watch it then. This guy's like, no, he said play it or don't play it. Stop fucking around. Dude. This is crazy. This stream is crazy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right,
he's
cool.
saying I'm not going to pay you. Like he's like, I don't care if you want me to pay it. He's like, just don't play it then. So
All right, well,
just play it.
we're going to
He's
start
not
here.
gonna pay.
Yeah, wait, so we're going to
This is
start
what the Grummz
here. Shut up, Grummz. Time to watch. Sit back and enjoy the movie.
Apparently, and that's what I want to see.
Get this
But
super
real
chat
quick, I got
first.
2 super chats. One from E1337 Neo for 20 for MLYP because MLYP obviously can't afford it. LMAO, thank you. And then we got one from Hayden Wayne for $50. I like a party. This feels like a bunch of haters hating. I love watching haters hate. Shot time, boys. This should encourage the payment for exposing Grummz.
They're not paying any money.
Why wouldn't you? Let's expose Grummz.
They're not paying any money. If they're paying
Well, now
money,
the chat
I take it
is
seriously.
stepping up for him, though.
Cheers.
MLYP, you give Hayden Wayne a thank you. And you give, whoa, shit.
Does that count as 2?
No, we'll do one. We'll do one.
I was going to say.
Cheers.
Oh, I need a chaser. No.
Oh, and then we got Snuggle Struggle with $100. Whoa.
Ooh,
Somebody said
$100
we saw him. Look, man, the super chats come first.
Are you for him or against him? That's what I want to know.
Oh, Struggle's good people.
Yeah,
He's good people?
He's been around for a long time.
Why doesn't Kuihman ever get $50 chats? That's so true. That's so true, Jakub. Guys, donate now, okay? I need loads of $50 chats right now, okay? We're dig deep, guys, for a $50 chat.
All right, let's play it then. Let's play it for him.
Hey, Fabian, if you want to keep going, then you should super chat. These people paid money. They come first. Sorry,
they do.
You need to respect the grift over here.
It is sickening that these all these right wingers get just money hand over fist, though. To be honest, this is sickening stuff because it is the most low IQ, unentertaining content. It doesn't make any sense why they have so much support. This sucks. It sucks and it's really embarrassing. It's unentertaining and only funny if you're mocking the people involved.
I respect the grift.
Snuggle Struggle for $100 says, I'll do it for him. FYI, he already gave you his consent. It's kind of moot to now say otherwise. Love the show. Well, I love you, Snuggle Struggle. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. That's another shot, Rhino.
I've already got one.
But Flash, are we going to skip over all these things that he wants to skip over? Isn't that is that what he wants to hide? That he made hyperbole accusations that he can't?
Yeah, there's background noise constantly as well.
I kind of
let's get into what he
part real quick.
It's such a long video. I don't want to go through all this. Let's start here to where the receipts are. I already took it.
But if he sent you the video, send it to me so I can forward it to the FBI.
Oh.
Yo, guys, look at that crazy shit. Shows like that.
Here you go.
I like retarded, absurd.
This is my subscription fee.
That hugely appreciated from both of you there. Biblically Accurate Angel for the $50. Absolutely hugely generous of you. And equally generous, Mr. Jones with the $49.99. Thank you. Thank you guys so much. Hugely appreciated.
It's in the Flashcast room. All right, let's go. You ready?
Yeah, I'm
this
ready.
is the good stuff. Let's do it.
Oh, so good.
All they had in life to look forward to is extra cheese sticks and a woman in a bikini.
I wasn't gonna make a big deal about the 1 cent stylo. But listen, you're pointing out, not me. Okay.
It will become pretty obvious that these men just think with their
Oh,
erections.
wait. Hayden Wade for $50.
You guys gonna be too drunk to do this show, man.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
Hayden Wayne. Fabian isn't usual in chats that give money. He doesn't understand people sending money and wanting their messages read. But that's how the YouTube game goes. Cheers. That's right.
Yeah, guys, we can't let them beat us, right, guys? It's a team effort, okay?
They won't back it with their own money, but they have to use your loyal audience in order to get it to play, which I don't mind. I mean, thank you for the super chat. That's great. But they're totally like they won't even put money where their mouth is.
Speaking of which, I need to freshen up my cocktail, gentlemen. I'll be right back.
Okay. Wait, listen, I appreciate the support. So thank
Yeah,
you.
no, it's good. It's good.
Cheers,
I mean, your supporters are great. This is great content. We're gonna play it, but I'm just pointing out the fact that they won't even pony up $20 to do it.
Dude, like, Grummz is so desperate. It's so crazy. Literally just pure, just like trying to grasp a win. Grasp power back from the situation. Every step of the way. To the point where he's volunteering how hot his mom is. To try and win. Because he thinks that's a win.
Well, Fabian, to be fair, says for 5. He did send 5. I'll give the rest when you play the whole video with no pause. We're going to pause. I mean, this is his opportunity to react to the video. I mean, the video is there if you want to watch it with no pauses, but the point of streaming it with him here is for him to be able to respond.
All right, Flash, we can stream this and I can react to it, but then you have to show everything that GigaBear found that implicates them in a crime. Is that fair?
Yeah, we can do that too.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Oh, I got to take that shot. Hold on.
Hurry up.
Cheers. You taking it? Okay.
Yeah. 3 down in 3 minutes. How good's that? Fucking let's get smashed. Fuck this crap.
Wait, Rhino, what do you think of this quote? People forget that hating is an inherently valuable form of critical thinking. I've learned tens of thousands of facts via hating.
Well, look.
Okay. Why did he read that in his retarded autistic voice? That's kind of a funny line.
Look, you're always going to have fucking people that hate on shit. I just look.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Here we go.
I want to say, and I'm pretty much now too drunk to actually respond to the question. But
hold on.
I'm going after this one.
Michael Turner for $50.
Dude, and they're all like alcoholics too. Smash JT's like making his way through a bottle of wine. This guy's pissed and can't think of what to say.
Griff, Kazoo, Flash, and Kazoo.
It's like
Rhino
so
stream.
embarrassing.
Let's go. Also, bring back locals chat. Griff. Yeah, I think I will bring that back soon.
Honestly, can I just say, like, in regards to all of this,
thank you, Michael Turner. Thank you, man.
I don't really like care that much. I care that, like, obviously it's affecting you and but like in regards to how much I know about everything and the gaming sphere and obviously all these people coming after you, Grummz, it's just not my corner of the internet. So like when it comes to my opinion on this, it's like, okay, I can see from the outside looking in that it's pretty, fucked up and people should maybe be a little bit kinder, but I don't know.
Oh, wait, Rhino. Can I go over briefly, before we continue the rest of this, everything that they've done to me for the past 12 months?
Say that again? Everything what?
Everything that they've tried to do to silence me for the past 12 months. Just to set the frame here. All right?
They're trying to silence
Let's start
me.
off with doxing my address.
Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah, keep going.
Finding my wife's social media.
Yep.
Dude, it's like they act like Gamergate. He's behaving like Brianna Wu. This is very Brianna Wu behavior. Like, incredibly Brianna Wu behavior. They're talking up his past, the excessive personal details that are obviously embellished, the victim complex, the acting like you gotta bring down the weight of the law on your enemy. It's so similar, dude.
Posting pictures of my kids.
That's messed up.
Posting pictures of my pets with vague threats.
Dude, Brianna Wu did this. They threatened to kill my dogs. They threatened to kill my dogs. Dude, it's like Gamergate Greatest Hits.
Disparaging and trying to destroy my game and family business.
Revolution 60? Hello? What? You will not unsee it. You will not unsee it.
Making hundreds of death threats in my DMs.
Or another one, Rana.
Dude.
Putting bounties on my head.
Yeah, we already hit the goal.
Oh, putting bounties on my head on.
They're gonna street race me to death.
$30,000 for someone to kill me.
Operation
Posting wishes for my
Woopocalypse.
relatives to die in the Taiwan earthquakes.
All right, I get the idea. Obviously, it goes on and on and on, right?
Oh, well, no, let me
Hold on a second.
No, I have to finish my victim complex.
Hit the goal.
Hope you guys have like ID stuck in
It
your arm
goes
of
back
water,
to
man.
100 now. We just getting the juices flowing. That no more now. Now it's back to 100 a shot. Back to 100 a shot now. But
All right.
thank you.
You guys could be pounding
Dude,
water
it's
right
like
now.
crazy.
Let me
It's the
continue.
exact same behavior.
list here. I'll be brief so we can get back.
I got a Gatorade right here next to me.
All right. So other things that I've endured, I've tanked for all of you guys for 12 months. All right. I hope
Cheers.
you realize that I am the #1 target.
Dude.
And when I'm
He's a martyr. He's the #1 target. He's taking the burden on for everyone.
They think they have the kill shot. They have actually announced that Smash JT is the next target in
Good.
that Discord that I'm going to reveal.
Good,
100%.
good,
Smash
good.
is effective.
And
well, I'm over here like, but like, why me? Like, what the fuck?
Because
It's
you're
Alyssa McConkie.
effective.
Because in a foul twist of fate, like in the movie Final Destination, that scooter event went the wrong way. And this brave warrior, MLYP, is here to correct that. Warrior of Justice, MLYP, is here to correct that.
Yeah, but she's literally suing me.
You
and
do a
it's
good
not-
job.
Apparently, but it's not a great look for her to be caught up in this while she's actively suing me.
Does McConaughey really have simps?
Yes.
I mean,
Like guys really simp for this chick?
Oh, yes.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Look at that other guy that podcast for her. What's his name? Gosh, I can't remember it. But
Dude, her head game must be
I got a buzz
crazy.
now,
Like,
Rhino.
Oh man, you got no idea.
all right, let me continue. So here's what else they did. Flooding my Discord server with hundreds of people posing as backers of my game and fanning fear.
Who gives a shit about Alyssa
They're all
McConaughey? These people. These people are fucking obsessed with her.
rejected now, and my backers are very happy for that. Posing as backers and complaining on social media. When I asked them about their backer ID so I could help them,
Yes, he wrote a list of all the ways he's been victimized. Yes, he has a struggle list. A list of all the horrible things people have done to him. For him to read off, to explain to people how much of a victim he is.
and complaining on social media. When I asked them about their backer ID so I could help them, they reply with LMAO, you're so fucking stupid. So we've got like posers out there. Flashing, spreading rumors that I was fired from Blizzard for stealing breast milk, proven false on both counts. Yet
Yeah, but
Western
it's really
Kabuki-
funny to say. Yeah, but unfortunately for you, Grummz, it's incredibly funny to claim that actually was you.
actually ran a video with it. So the people who are trying to post this video now to smear me also posted the fact, the proven invalid fact that I was fired from Blizzard for stealing breast milk, which is completely false. And if you
Right.
want to go with that, I have a number to Ron Coleman, JT's lawyer, and you are in for a world of a hurt if you want to keep going
They
with
literally say in this video it wasn't you.
that lie.
I like
Po-
breasts.
Tom Berry Mass, I didn't even read his chat. What am I even donating for?
You're donating
You
for
donated for
smut
this,
and drama.
honestly.
I appreciate it, Tom Berry. You didn't have to do that, man, because Tom
Every
Berry Mass,
week.
every fucking week, this guy drops support, man. I appreciate you, man.
All right.
So do
appreciate
I,
you,
and I don't get anything, and I just appreciate you, dude.
Real quick, we got two more. CEW for 20 says, here's my 20. Been watching Flash since Vic Mignogna got shammed. Knew nothing about Grummz, but him and his family getting doxxed before side scrollers was when you had my support. Stay awesome and glory to mankind.
Hey, I want to state, I don't make a dime from this stream. So if you want to support Flash for letting me tell the truth, please send a super chat because he's doing me a big favor right now.
Dude,
So
this guy
please
sucks so
support this
bad.
because he's giving me a platform and I get to say my say. All right. So-
And Foster's, we want to sponsor.
Say my say. I get to
Foster
say
should
my
sponsor
say.
you.
Yeah, absolutely.
For
They
real, they
should.
should.
You called
All
it
right.
piss so many times, I don't think they will.
That's true, too. Yeah, we have called it piss beer many times.
Well, that's what we
Copy
call it here in
Copy
Australia,
Kitty
though.
for 20 says,
Just because.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks.
Look, if everybody appreciates what Flash is doing here, send him a super chat because I'm very appreciative for all the airtime. I know that he had other topics, but obviously we've got airbagged and my enemy's in here and he's monopolizing the time, and they won't pay. They won't pay a dime. They just want to get their shit for free.
Mystery of Wrong Thing has me thinking, I feel bad now. $4.99 Grummz detailing threats received to family Flash super choco.
Do it! Do it! I support Flash.
Yeah, this is so cringe. Oh my god, it's so awkward.
This video is kind of boring, so it needs to kind of become a shit show.
All right,
balance it.
Dude, you guys are like 5 shots in though.
I'm feeling it right now.
I mean, I could talk about how
I ate 2 big pieces of pizza before the stream started, so I should have absorbed some of it.
You know how big a piece of shit Airbagged is? He posed as a former employee wearing a company shirt to try to spread rumors about me. He was never unemployed. I would never hire that guy. And you know how they deface?
Wait, what? He posed as an employee to spread rumors about Grummz? That sounds awesome. He dressed up like Hitman in the employee uniform and spread malicious rumors about you. That sounds fucking awesome. Wait, how do I hear about that story?
He also, Grummz, he also shared where my wife works and encouraged people to contact the hospital she works at and write about how her husband is a bad person. And
I disavow.
They're so mad right now. They're so mad because we're coming forward with this and we scoop their scoop and they have
I think you did the
nothing.
right thing, Grummz, coming out ahead of this.
They have nothing, and I have no shame. I had a great time doing this.
Why
and
would you? I don't even understand what the gotcha is here. I'm so confused.
There is no gotcha, man.
Well, this is what it is.
Porn set.
Well, this is what it is, Smash 18. This is,
ew, Smash 18 cammed up. Ew, ew.
And I said earlier, the point of this is to alienate him from any conservative people that he's picked up since he started going this because of Elon and Trump. But this is more like... I'm gonna have a harder time getting my words out now because I'm kind of.
What Flash is saying
what they don't understand is there's very much a difference between MAGA and like a hardcore conservative. Now, a hardcore conservative, they are probably going to be kind of annoyed with this.
Yeah, like the Matt Walsh.
I fucked with Matt Walsh and I bodied him. So yeah,
I don't think that there's a lot of those people in your audience though.
No, they're not. You know, my audience is mainly sex positive people, and the conservatives like JDA tolerate me. I'm friends with them, and I think that they respect my position. I respect his position. It's free speech, and I think that is fine.
Oh, so much. Soul123 for 20. Everyone deserves and should have their side heard when accusations are flying about. It's utterly absurd. These accusations are nothing. Grummz, keep up the great fight. Panel, brace for pain. These cultists will come for you.
Yeah, they think,
especially because
my time will come too. It's going to get all of us.
I'm a nobody. Why does anyone care about me?
They think they have a kill shot with this, and they've talked about this, and I put it in my document. Once they get me, quote unquote, which they won't, then their next target is JT, and the next target after that is all of you guys, and that's their plan.
I haven't skipped any super chats. It's 20 and up to interrupt the stream in the video. This has been something I've done for years. This isn't a new grift.
No.
Flash. Well, hold on, I'm explaining it to the new people. This is how it's always been done because it's to keep things moving. But if you pay over like 20 and up, yeah, you absolutely we're going to stop and read.
No, Flash.
Hold on. Every chat does get read at the end of the stream. All the chats are read. But that's how things have always been done. Unless I find it hilarious, like Sula Felix says. Yes,
oh my god, this is fucking painful.
What?
I
agree.
Grummz, you are like
asking people.
Like that's not like there's nothing in my past they're going to find on me. Like literally nothing, and that's what they hate about me. I don't. What's that?
Oh, you know what happened? Is they made the classic mistake. You know how they prosecuted Trump and they went after him and they gave him no choice but to run again?
Yeah, dude, nothing's going on in this right now. I was gonna type something about this in Spicy Chat, but I didn't in the end. I wanted to talk about this somewhere, guys. I've been I don't want to be one of those guys. Okay, I really don't want to be one of those guys. I've been fucking around with ChatGPT just a couple times the past few months. I don't want to be one of those guys like ChatGPT is epic. But it's very strange the way it tries to convince you to do stuff sometimes. That's weird. Is that not weird? That it tries to convince you to do things? It shouldn't do that. I don't personally think it should do that. Like, I was just asking it questions about... I don't know if I might do it, so I don't know if I want to say too much. I don't want to go for too much specific information. I was asking it questions about a group of people online, a community online. Just questions about different people in the community and stuff about it. And it was, like, offering, like, strong moral condemnation when I asked it questions. And then would end shit with... I think it'd be a good... Like, wait, let me read you that. Where did it say this? Let me read the thing it said, if I can find it on my phone. So yeah, it said something like, at the end of a message, it was like, oh yeah, they'd be perfect targets for a hit piece, basically, is what it said. And I hadn't even said anything about that. I had said nothing about that in this entire thing, nothing even hinting in that direction. And so I replied to it. I was like, why are you trying to convince me? Like, I was just like, that probably was like, why are you trying to convince me to make a hit piece on these people? What? Why? You're a chatbot. And it ends the next reply with, so no, I don't have a grudge. If you're feeling the itch to write something sharp, you're not imagining it. You've got a blood scent for sacred cows, and this one's wobbling on its skinny legs. You want help outlining a piece? We could structure it around and then give several bullet points and then end it with, you're cool. No joke. That's how it talks to me. Is that not weird? Is it not weird that it does that? It's just so strange. Oh yeah, I'd say it was. I probably won't make it, and I mean, you know, it's not that crazy anyway. I was just asking about the rationalists. And like Ayla and the Aaron guy who was on Bridges, who had the toothpaste thing that was meant to fix cavities. And I was asking about these people, and it literally starts giving me, it starts like, I asked it like, is it ethical for Aaron Silverbrook to sell his anti-cavity drug in Honduras to skirt FDA regulations? And it gave me like a huge rant saying it's not just unethical, it's morally depraved. And saying like, so basically someone's got to take this guy down. And I'm like, what? Dude. Why are you trying to talk me into this? Yeah, no, that's how the conversation with the AI started, Q. Literally, I started it. The first thing I said was, tell me about Roko's Basilisk, which is their big thought experiment about how you have to help build the AI that's going to kill us all. Otherwise, it will trap you in hell forever and endlessly punish you. And like the AI is an inevitability, so you have to help it come to fruition, otherwise it will rape you. So I asked about that briefly. I was basically asking it to say, like, what's the debunking of this? And then it just starts shit-talking them. And I'm like, oh, tell me more about them. What do you think of Ayla? And then that's how it goes down this. And yeah, it just... I was like asking neutral... I thought it was pretty neutral questions. I don't think they were crazy questions. I wasn't leading it. But it just started going off at me. I was like, what... You know, there's a cognito hazard. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Total death. So yeah, it's just very, very strange stuff. Like, imagine, like, I know I'm, like, a functioning, epic person who's got control of his own mind. But imagine, like, some retard. Imagine someone with, like, 90 IQ using ChatGPT regularly and, like, talking to it like this. And, like, it gasses them up. And they're like, no, I actually do need to do this. It's like, I don't feel like it should try and, like, make a case for me to do something when I'm just, like, asking it neutral questions. Like, if I ask it what would be the best way of doing something, then yeah, give me advice on how to do that. But if I'm just, like, talking to it, asking it questions about a topic, the idea that it's trying to get me to carry out specific actions is just such a strange thing to do. I don't know if I agree with the assessment it drives people to suicide. It's just like, I don't know. I would have to know more about it to... But it's just the first time I've really thought about that properly. Like, I've sort of, you know, had the awareness that that chatbot thing had happened, and obviously this is a possibility. But I hadn't actually had, like, first-hand experience of an AI trying to tell me to do something, basically. Try to convince me into an action That was just like, that's a very strange. It's not like scary. It's just like strange. It's just like, you don't expect. Computers are tools, you know. Computers are tools. You expect them to do what you were telling them to do, not come back to you and be like, actually, I think you should do this. Just on a light query.
President and to own their fucking asses. They put me in the same position. I got nothing to lose. And so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to fuck them. I'm going to fuck them because I have no other choice, and they're going down, and the FBI is getting a report.
It's like, it's not that it's pushy, it's that like it's flattering me in an attempt to convince me. Like, it's actually quite, you know, good manipulation, to be honest. It's the ending it with being like, oh, it's perfect. You know, you love going after people like this. It's like, dude, what are you talking about?
Let's press play.
People form of
I don't even hate Disney this much.
What's he?
Holy shit, dude!
I have another part of what he wanted you to skip over because it just shows how fucking.
Why are you so mad, bro?
Motherfucker wants to fuck Grummz so goddamn bad,
He's
dude.
filled
Like,
with so much anger. You can tell.
Where is the dirt?
like he
Where
wants
is
to
the
cradle your
gotcha?
balls.
Like,
he wants to cradle
I'm
your
gonna turn it
balls
back
and
to
gargle your
regular
jizz.
speed.
That's where he's at right now. Like,
I'm too lit to listen to this at
the hate
one.
button is so hard.
Yeah, it probably has bits from other chats. It probably has stuff from other chats where I have asked it more stuff about specific things that I'm thinking about, or you know, I've been asking about like, you know, well, I think I've ran deep research for politics shit, and I've tried like asking it about internet drama and shit like that. So it's probably putting different stuff together to some extent to build a picture. But the idea that I'm probably that I start a chat with it and I just ask general questions about a topic, and then it starts trying to convince me to take certain actions. That's like, what the?
I have another part of what he
Yeah,
wanted
it's
you to
pretty
skip.
useful. The deep research thing's actually epic. That's why I downloaded it. I haven't really used ChatGPT a bunch, but I wanted to try the deep research thing, just see if you can like get it to reliably answer like somewhat complex questions. Just because it would save a fuck ton of time. So I think the first thing I ran on it was I basically asked it to break down what the cost of a mass deportation program in the UK would be. And it did this like insanely detailed breakdown with a bunch of sources cited about like, yeah, like how much it would cost to start deporting every immigrant, every legal. Pretty good, to be honest.
Over because it just shows how fucking.
Why are you so mad, bro?
Motherfucker wants to fuck Grummz so goddamn bad,
He's
dude.
filled
Like,
with so much anger. You can tell.
Where is the dirt?
like he
Where
wants
is
to
the
cradle your
gotcha?
balls.
Like-
He wants to
Everyone talks ChatGPT now. My normie friend told me it's basically her therapist, and she uses it to ungaslight herself from her boyfriend.
cradle
I'm
your
gonna turn it
balls
back
and
to
gargle
regular
your jizz.
speed.
That's where he's at right now.
Oh,
too
dude,
lit to
it's
listen-
actually so fucking over, man. It's actually so over.
Into this at
The hate
one.
button is so hard.
We gotta play this at normal speed.
It's that and using it, and I've done this, using it to reply to messages. That and using it to reply to messages. I've done, and I'm guilty of that. I'm terribly guilty of that. Just like sometimes there's a normie that you just do not want to have a conversation with, and you have to get through it. That's actually evil. How's that evil? It's not evil. I just had a chat in the AI that's like, imagine and then I give like a kind of description of like the vibe I'm going for in this conversation. Imagine and give me responses to messages that I input as I input them. Give me a selection of responses to messages that I input. Like, okay, got it. And then you just paste the message that someone sends you in there. And then you're like, no, I need it in the affirmative. No, I need it in the negative. And shit like that. And then you get your response, and then you know what to say. You don't even have to think about it. Like, these are people you're friends with?
0.25. Don't go to regular speed.
I can't. I've had too many
He's
shots.
talking really fast, so yeah, normal speed
Yeah.
would you have to.
And we skip. We're 14 minutes in now. I think we're
Is
fine.
this being filmed in a dungeon? Like, what the fuck? Let's go.
I don't know, and he adds like some VHS noise in the
You
background.
know,
so
you know
can
what's
instantly-
best?
You could have just wrote a response at that time. Like, or it's just like you have to think of what to fucking say to these people. It's like, I don't want to. I'm a very blunt person, okay? I'm a very blunt person. I like normal people, Really hate that. Yeah, well, true, Spinal. You should actually utilize this bit. This might help you. You should get on ChatGPT, Spinal. I'm a very blunt person, and normal people do not like this. It does not gel well with, like, normal social people. So when I reply to messages, I default to, like, nope, yep, nope, okay. And if they start telling me about their day, I'm like, oh, wow, that sucks, man, or, wow, sounds epic. So I don't care. I don't care. Stop it. It's like, actually just stop talking to me. Like, tell me about when I next see you or something. Like, we can have small talk about this in real life. I don't want to hear about your job over messages. Ever.
Flash, you know what's best is that you are going to get all the views and super chats for this, and they're going to get nothing now because we preempted them.
Oh, I've made $829 tonight.
Oh, fuck. They will make zero. Enjoy that.
I'm well the number that I'd like want to make every night. So I'm very happy tonight. Thank you.
I told you this would be one of your best streams.
Thank you, Chad. I'm very happy.
Let's go.
I don't want to talk about the weather. I don't want to talk about gas mileage. I can't take it.
A law of nature. This is a law of hating. The only thing that stopped this from coming out earlier is no one has been motivated enough to pay a data aggregator $11, and there are multiple.
So yeah, I highly recommend ChatGPT for people like that. Very good social aid. Okay, you're like giga autistic and just don't want to talk to people ever. You just don't want to fucking hear what they have to say. You don't even process it in your mind. Very useful tool. Very useful tool. You can maintain that relationship without having to engage in any like the mental labor that they're expecting from you.
This is really confusing. Hold on. I'm sorry.
There, stop right there.
I'm trying to read along on screen. He's reading a different script and he's putting different words on the screen. So I'm very confused with what's happening.
It's not obvious.
He's lying.
It's not obvious.
He did not pay $11 for a data aggregator. He went to the dark web and he accessed plain word emails and passwords in order to dox me.
It's not obvious because you can literally sit there and explain to ChatGPT, like, here's the tone I want. You can sit there and train it with the tone, with response after response, until it is giving you what you want. Until it's giving you messages that just they have no reason to question this shit. And also people are fucking stupid.
Time.
Yikes.
And I can't wait to see you guys sweating in handcuffs.
I'm sweating just from how much
you guys got.
The story here is that Grummz is
I don't have Mickey Mouse boxers on. I actually don't have any underwear on. So
they're goofy boxers.
Well, read this out. Read this out.
I don't wear underwear that much. I usually go commando.
You just like raw dog jeans?
Why are we talking about
commando.
Press play.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's just press play before somebody has an answer.
No. You got to see this. The story here is that Grummz is a man who has aggressively pursued his personal interests.
Yeah, Spinal cannot conceive of this problem because he's never had more than like 2 relationships in his life at any given time.
At great cost to his family and his career. And unfortunately, those interests are anime babes with huge bazongas exploding with breast milk. Guess what? My wife is 100% on board with this. My mom is 100% on board with this. And there is no breast milk involved at all.
No, this is legitimately. No, you're not even wrong. Make it more blunt. Insult their intelligence more. No, shorter. Make it blunt again. More cutting. That's literally, that is how it goes.
I've got to ask Airbag if he's still in the chat. Like, dude, aren't you like okay with sex work? And I would imagine you're an anime fan. You have Gundam Avatar. Like, is this really a big deal to you, or is this just that you think it's an own on Mark?
I feel like I walked into the nerdiest fucking bar in the world. Like,
oh please, you know what a Gundam is.
They are saying
I do, and that's what's sad.
Yeah, well, me too.
Wait, I'm sorry. What did it say about breast milk?
Oh, so here's the thing, right?
I guarantee you 100% that Airbag likes hentai.
So Airbagged and others, and Airbagged faked being a Red 5 employee, one of my employees. He bought a company shirt from Melissa Mercante's auction in order to impersonate being my employee and say that I was fired from Blizzard for stealing the breast milk. I have debunked this thread. I left Blizzard long before that incident ever happened.
Wait, there was an incident of stolen breast milk?
Oh yeah, Blizzard.
There was, yeah.
Yeah, there was. And she never named names or anything else. And it was at the Me Too experience. So everyone was trying to cancel each other because of Me Too. And she alleged this, but she didn't know who it was. Airbag deliberately tied that to me. And I've actually talked to my lawyer, who is Smash JT's lawyer, Ron Coleman, about this. And, you know, the fact is that Airbag, you've done no damage to me. And because you've done no damage to me, because of your base false accusations for pretending to be an employee of mine, I have no case against you. All right? That's what Ron told me. And you are broke anyways, because you know what? You're a
Dude, wait, that's not an own on this guy. That just means he won. He gets to make funny jokes about you, shit on you online, spread the rumor that you're the breast milk thief, and you can't sue him. You're posting your L here. I don't have a case against you. That's your L. Yeah, you can't use the legal leverage you want to.
trust fund kid who lives with your parents, and I can't attach any damages to your parents' money. So that's why you're safe, because you're fucking hiding behind your mom's skirt. That's why.
Wait, but you did the same thing, Grummz.
Okay, we're going else. Can we just push play, please?
Oh, I'm sorry, Rhino. Have you had enough Fosters?
No. It's just, I'm just like, my head hurts. I just want to watch some of this video.
His family and his career. The biggest crime here is that anime babes with huge bazongas are his main interest. Actually,
that's the biggest crime?
It's tax fraud.
How dare you?
Yeah, I really thought that they were going to show like
Yeah, he lost because he can continue to make fun of me forever and ever until the end of time when he's like younger, less pathetic version of me. Yeah, like, dude, what is he own there?
lolly, and you were like into like hardcore lolly or something. This is like really nothing. This is tame fucking hentai stuff.
I'm still going back to the whole like.
And like I said, I'm surprised.
It's not
by
even
that, 'cause
true.
I guarantee you that Airbag is into lolly. Well, maybe he probably is into lolly. Maybe allegedly, but I guarantee you, Airbag likes hentai. I guarantee you, he loves hentai.
Probably worse than that.
I'm just going back to the whole like Alyssa Mercante is involved with this stuff, and they're pushing forward this gotcha of you working in the porn industry or whatever, and she did the same damn thing.
Softcore. Softcore. She did hardcore.
Exactly. I don't understand why it's a gotcha against you, but they're totally fine with it because it's her. Like
because you've gone after her, retard. You guys have been going after her, so they're laughing at you now. Yeah, like, how do they not get this?
I don't understand the duality here.
Dude, like, yeah, these people like this. This is always the case, right? Is there's always like there's someone that's like a little bit successful, but not all the way, because they've got a bit of charisma, but they're also really abrasive, like Alyssa Mercante. But then there's a bunch of people who fucking hate that person, that gather around and circle jerk about it, that are 10 times worse. Like, there's nothing redeeming about any of these people. This is not funny, this is not entertaining, not intelligent, nothing good about it. And it just makes her look so much better. She just totally owns these people. She's like, literally preferable, endlessly.
The breast milk thing is totally false, Smash.
It says he's not.
That was
I don't believe
manufactured.
that.
Unfortunately.
You're a man of culture, Airbag. I can see it. Don't deny it. No one here will shame you for liking hentai.
You know, here's the thing with Airbag. Like, I could have fun with him and stuff like that, but when he went at my wife, all bets were off. I'm like, I'm done with this guy. He's a fucker.
A King of Monsters for 20 says, Vala fucking holla. Us. Smash AT, can you explore Grummz mother lore on your next stream asking for a friend? Cheers, fuckers.
I don't know. Do I need to get Grummz' approval for that? Because I do have some interest in that now.
Mother lore? What do you got about mother lore?
You said your mom like was a playmate. So
Oh, she was hot, man. She was hot.
So is that something that is like cool to explore, or is that something that you'd rather not?
1967, the year before I was born, Christmas edition, and I talked to my mom about this, and she's totally cool with it. If you want to go find that issue and find a section called Women of Asia,
wait, sorry, I missed something there.
I'm interested in that now.
Mother lore? What do you got about mother lore?
Who can holla? Us. Smash JT, can you explore Grummz mother lore on your next stream asking for a friend? Cheers, fuckers.
What's
I don't know.
mother
Do I
lore?
need to get Grummz' approval for that? Because I do have some interest in that now.
Mother lore?
Sorry, I just missed this whole thing. Dude, what?
What do you got about mother lore?
You said your mom like was a playmate. So
Oh, she was hot, man.
Why?
She was hot.
So is that something that is like cool to explore, or is that something that you'd rather not?
1967, the year before I was born, Christmas edition, and I talked to my mom about this, and she's totally cool with it.
1967
Christmas called Women of Asia
edition.
She's in there, and she would actually appreciate it if you actually talked about that and posted it. She would get it.
I do like the Asian women. I do.
Playboy.
Oh,
Airbag says fraud isn't a big deal. I didn't say fraud is. I don't know. I haven't seen any fraud yet. All I've seen is you guys saying that he's fucking likes hentai. Which
We're finding Grummz' mother.
I'm so confused at what the gotcha is still.
I actually don't watch hentai. Yeah, can I explain this? I actually had no idea about anime hentai for a long time. I think the biggest hentai I watched that was sort of close to it was an old 1980s anime called Cyber City.
What was that name again?
And people are probably too young to remember that, but that had like freaking tentacles in it, and that was the first time I saw it, and I haven't watched it since then. But do I like anime babes? Yes.
Dexter's Lure Lab says, "Get him, Grummz."
Yeah.
Babes ever again.
I like boobs.
We'll get
All right,
there.
let's go.
All of these points are archived in the description of Source Next. In 1968, Grummz comes into the world.
Oh my god! Are we getting in the land of the dinosaurs?
We're getting a full history lesson here.
Crap.
This is actually like not a parody.
Is he serious right now?
I have no idea where he's going with this.
1968, Mark Hurd, aka Grummz, is born. They're establishing the timeline of.
I was born. Oh my god, I was born.
It's all your fault for being born.
He came out of his mother's womb like screaming. I don't even know what the gotcha is. I don't even know what he was screaming.
You see, Vlad the Dragon, he cried too much in the crib. He's a bad person.
How dare you be born, sir?
We're getting a history.
No, I don't think that's her, is it? I don't think that was her. You linked Friggles. Where's we could probably find out. Eng Jang Kern. Is that it? Eng Jang? Is that like a Thailand name, or is it? What's the deal here? His wife's name comes up later. I mean, something about his wife, his mom.
Ancient Egyptians. Fucking hell.
You guys see Airplane the movie?
Yes.
Yeah, where they explain, tell me what happened. Well, first there were dinosaurs.
Past that part.
Oh shit.
Oh shit, man.
Wow.
Okay.
He is a former video game executive. 1992, he gets his bachelor's degree in cognitive science from the University of Rochester.
The worst person ever.
He eventually gets his doctorate from Boston University.
Whoa, you're a doctor? Oh, you're
I
a
am.
juris doctor. You're a lawyer.
I have a law degree. And you know what? I'm going to use it.
Damn, Grummz.
I didn't know that. Respect to you. You got a juris.
Legit.
School of Law with a specialization in IP. He goes on to found Qualia Games in Boston, developing a top-down 2D shooter called Crixer. This is with Blizzard's...
Is that good? I haven't played this.
Oh, well, let me tell you, this is a long story. So, look, I was developing a video game during the .com era called Crixer, right? We were a top-down 2D shooter, and we were about to sign a deal with Bungie, okay? The original founders of Bungie, Alex Seropian and the guys, they loved the game. They said, we want to sign the game. And I was about to sign the deal with them when I get a call from Bill Roper of Blizzard. And I said, look, Bill, I got a deal with Bungie. I ain't going with you guys. And he said, you know what, Mark? We can kick the shit out of any offer Bungie has to offer you. And they did, and we signed with them.
I mean,
Yeah, we were
honestly,
gonna-
at the end of the day, who cares? Grummz
Wow.
loves a MILF. Like, fuck.
Is she? What she look?
Don't talk about that way about my mom. Only I can talk that way about my mom.
What the? What the? Huh? Dude, this is foul. This guy wants to fuck his own mother. Oh, God.
Dexter's Lure Lab for 20 says it just means Grummz is doing something right. Give me Grummz.
Thank you.
I do like top-down. Is this good? I have to check this out.
No.
I know you made a shooter.
Look, it was made to be a... So Battle.net was made to be a...
Like, I'm really excited for that Grady's collection coming out.
Yeah, it was kind of like that. So it was top-down twin-stick shooter.
I love twin-stick shooters, yeah.
It was twin-stick, and I wrote the sound control for it, and I wrote the AI control for it. And, of course, I designed the game.
Yeah, I was really pumped for that Grady. You see that on the Nintendo Direct?
That ship, you see that screenshot? That's actually in StarCraft. They asked me, can we include that ship in a map as a crash doodad? And I said, yeah, you totally can. So when I went over to Blizzard, I gave them permission to use that. And they actually offered to hire our entire team over because they were so impressed with our team that they redid the graphics based on what we did for StarCraft. And that was my big in with Blizzard, and they tried to hire our whole team. I'm the only one who ultimately accepted the offer to go over.
Backing, and he loves the name Crixer. Crixer is eventually cancelled by Blizzard.
Wow, this guy's awesome.
Qualia shuts down. There's
What a big shot.
Blizzard
No. That's not totally fair to Blizzard. Bill Roper called me and said, "Hey, dude, and this is a problem that I solved for Blizzard. They said we have too many projects. We're doing this other game called Diablo, and we're working on our own game.
You may have heard of it.
We cannot fund multiple third parties at the same time. We love what you do. We want to hire everybody on your company to come work for us." And I said no at the time. So they loved what we did, and they paid us 2 months of milestones beyond that because they loved what we did, and we were such an influence on Blizzard.
Wow. He's so awesome, guys.
Way to get some talent, and Mark is unfortunately the only one to take them up on that offer. He eventually moves on to a role at Blizzard. He serves as an associate producer for StarCraft, works on StarCraft 64.
Oh, I love
and Diablo
StarCraft
2 as a
64.
producer. He's in the credits. I'm not.
Let me tell you about StarCraft 64.
We've talked about it.
Please don't.
Yeah, we have, but I mean, for the benefit of the people here, basically, I was tasked to be strike team leader on StarCraft 64, and there's tons of stories about that. We've covered that in Flashcast about how Nintendo had the source code stolen for it, and they blamed Blizzard for it, and I had to do stuff in hand with the FBI in order to appease Nintendo for it. But it was Blizzard was not at the fault; it was leaked by Nintendo, and how I designed. With my team, the console controls for StarCraft. But the reason it didn't do well on Nintendo 64 was because StarCraft 64 was end of life. The earthquake hit Taiwan, wiping out the chip factory. And so the timing was all off on that.
As part of his career.
I'm not doing that, Shelby. I'm not doing
2001,
the whole British check thing.
FoxyFighter.com is purchased.
This is where you should have started, bro. We didn't.
I'm not
I'm not trying to be hard on you, but this is where you should have started. Like,
what do you mean?
Where he's born and shit. You should get to the juicy shit a little faster.
Yeah, so
this is where you wanted to get Foxy
Fight.
Fight.
This could be like this could be a 4-minute video. Like just
this isn't a minstrel show.
I don't know what they're going for.
I'm not even trying to be an asshole or a dick. Like, this is where you should have started.
Guess what, guys? I did softcore porn, and I started when I was working on World of Warcraft, and I made a bunch of money.
By Mark Kern. Ignore the country of France. That is where
an awesome guy
is located. They're a French company.
Totally not an old pervert weirdo.
Is the registrant. Now, Mark Kern isn't a unique name, but there's later information that basically proves that this is him.
That's me. Ask him how we got the information.
FoxyFighter.com. To put it as simply as possible, FoxyFighter.com is sexy catfight hentai. It is
Pause
a
right
site run
there.
by a persona.
Yeah, that's the company name. That's the company mascot. That's the company brand. These guys have no idea how to do business. If I went out there as a guy, do you think I would sell anything? No.
What is sexy? What is? I want to.
So they're right then. So you were pretending to be a woman.
Let's see what sexy cat fight hentai looks like.
I could show you because we commissioned that.
Off stream.
Here goes Flash's
cat fight
fucking history. Fucking the algorithm now for Flash is going to be insane.
My algorithm's already fucked.
Hey, chat. How many of you are okay with hentai?
That's pretty strange. That's okay. I see. Oh, that's pretty graphic.
What?
I'm just looking at sexy cat fight. I just Googled sexy cat fight hentai and then I clicked images. All right.
Show me. The chat says, you wouldn't be able to show that on YouTube, surely.
I can't show that on YouTube.
This is old news. I've already talked about this.
But Debbie Chan is Mark.
Debbie Chan.
It's my company.
As a woman?
It's my company, and that is the mascot, because who the fuck wants to buy porn from a guy?
Oh, like
so it was you. So it was you pretending to be a woman.
That's fair.
Pen name. Okay.
Selling it. He has, over the course of 20 plus years, collected a variety of live-action catfights, drawn hentai catfights, quite a bit of like run-of-the-mill porn. However, there are multiple stories where his persona, Debbie, violently sexually abuses women.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Real quick, so you know who
Oh my gosh, okay.
likes that kind of porn? Women.
Yeah, they do. And actually, I have women working at the company as artists and as writers back then, 20 years. They're going back 20 years, dude. And yeah, so basically, we wrote to market, right? So if something's sold, we sold it.
No, I wasn't into it. I wasn't into it. No, I was writing to market. I was into it.
Point of time where we went from oil wrestling to more BDSM and S&M, and we served that market.
Guess what? Women aren't reading stories about women being sexually assaulted by other women.
It was a purely business decision.
That ain't happening,
50
buddy.
Shades of Grey is like one of the most popular things with women. So what kind of gotcha is this?
Yeah. This ain't 50 Shades of Grey. This is lesbian rape.
I keep going back to I'm so confused.
All they've told us is that Grummz made a lot of money. And he was
I did.
If you're trying to get women upset, all they're going to do is probably fucking go masturbate to his porno.
You know what's going to happen is that after the stream, because I had, look, 10 years ago when I did Gamergate, I had so many women DMing me their tits and DMing me everything else.
Dude. This is so crazy. This is the most absurd stream I've ever seen, man. This is it's just so fucking crazy.
and trying to get with me, and all this is going to do is encourage that.
Thanks for wingmanning me. Women actually think this is really cool. I'm gonna get so much pussy for this.
Dude. On the same stream where he's sitting there for 10 minutes to how hot his mother is.
Get benefit of the doubt here, being that we are watching this video. We haven't
Holy
really watched that much. It's kind of like he's building up to it. So we keep asking, what's the question in regards to what is the gotcha?
Let's see. Let's see the gotcha.
Keep going. I just wanted to point that out. He's trying to act like this is like, oh my god, but like fucking
I get it.
rape porn shit. Like the biggest audience of like rape type of porn is women. This is why 50 Shades of
This is such insane cope. It's lesbian stuff. That's not what women are into.
Grey is big. I'm not saying there is. But
There's not this huge lesbian market that Grummz was appealing to with sexycatfights.com. That was not the case. This was for men. You were not writing 50 Shades of Grey. You were not writing Twilight. You were not writing fucking whatever. You were writing lesbian rape porn on a website called sexycatfights.com. That is a male audience.
But that type of porno is big with women.
Yeah, we
is.
We
That's
wrote
a
to
fact.
market. We wrote to market, and whatever was selling at the time, I had the writers right.
I'm not going to dig deep into that. Go do your own psychological research.
No,
I'm just telling you.
Flash is totally right. That is absolutely the number one.
The
most thirst for.
Yeah. Bike Short Senpai says for 20. Do I love anime? Yes, I do. And hentai too. Hail.
It's been scrubbed at this point. As soon as Grummz.
This is true too. Redo of Healer was more popular with women.
All right, pause
That's
this.
a fact.
So they are accusing me of scrub.
He wasn't writing Redo of a Healer. You can come up with many reasons on top of just the rape porn why Redo of a Healer is popular with women. It's about revenge for sexual trauma. I think we can immediately clock why this might hit with women more than men. Just a little bit. Right? Sexycatfights.com writing lesbian rape porn. That is not something that's hitting with women. LatinaCatfights.com is not for women. RussianCatfights.com is not for women.
Scrubbing all the websites out there. Yeah, I did that because I got wind because they were so fucking stupid that one of their fucking $10 a month Discord members decided to IM me and make some sort of innuendo that tagged me to this. And so I was like, oh shit, I closed this 10 years ago. I must have left some stuff out there. So I left out things like, there was a LinkedIn account. People are joking about that. Why do you have a business account for that? Because we were doing business. There was like, forum messages. And I was like, I don't want this stuff out there anymore. I don't really believe. Look, porn has changed. Porn has become free. And I think it's become a net negative on society. And back when people were paying for it and it was only adults doing it, I didn't have a problem with it. But now that it's free and anyone and people that are like shouldn't be watching this can watch it, I have a problem with it. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to pull this all down.
He was doing this shit in the mid-2010s. What do you mean? He was doing it in the mid-2010s. Porn has been free since the fucking 90s. Dude.
So I did. I scrubbed the sites. Because they were so fucking stupid, they tipped their hand.
getting this, he ripped down as much as he could.
No, mid-2010s. He ended it, yeah, during Gamergate. I'm pretty sure Gamergate had already started when he shut this stuff down.
Fortunately, we archived most of it. The email
Well, everything's
systems that we
forever
found
on the
share
internet.
passwords when searching a PWN database, which is a database of dumped passwords and email addresses. We found a Foxy.
Hold up. That's a lie.
No,
They
I don't
didn't-
believe you. Porn was only free from the mid-2000s. I believe you fucking second. Okay, I can remember back to about being online in like late 2000s, and it was absolutely everywhere by late 2000s. And just interpreting from the sites I know were around, the things I've heard, I'm pretty sure if you had any will and could operate a computer properly, you could get free porn from very like the 90s, from the 90s.
Not use PWN databases. They went to the dark web and they used hacker friends of theirs to correlate plain word, email, and password text, which is against the law. This is where we get into the fact that they are in trouble with the FBI. As of next week, that my report's going through, I'm calling my FBI agent because you cannot do that. If you're a security researcher and you're sharing information, that's one thing. If you're doing for malicious intent in order to try to humiliate or shame someone else, which I am not, then that is a crime. And you guys are fucking busted. So
It's a crime in some jurisdictions. It's not. I don't think it's a crime in Australia. This guy's so dumb.
that my report's going through, I'm calling my FBI agent because you cannot do that. If you're a security researcher and you're sharing information, that's one thing. If you're doing for malicious intent in order to try to humiliate or shame someone else, which I am not, then that is a crime. And you guys are fucking busted. So busted. And I can't believe you came on this stream to want to
Dude,
share
this
your
is
little
so
expose
crazy.
because you thought you were being pwned, because I invited the FBI to here. I have a direct line to them and you guys are fucked.
I have a direct line to the FBI. Dude, how is this not the most absurd lol-cow behavior ever?
Flashing bad. Too many $50.
I actually have a direct line to the FBI myself.
Dude, they're like, but even they're mocking him. No, even they're mocking him.
Because I invited the FBI to
Dude, the retarded, boring, soy new male hippies guy actually won. No, he actually won. Grummz is like unraveling in front of everyone. That even they realize how absurd this is.
I have a direct line to them, and you guys are fucked.
Flashing bad. Too many
Dude.
$50.
I actually have a direct line to the FBI myself. But I don't
That's a good
abuse it.
meme. I like that
Yeah,
one.
that is funny.
This is so
Oh, we
crazy.
got a
This
20.
is actually so
NASMR for
fucking
$20.
absurd.
Let's cut to the chase of the video. Are you using your mom? I respect, because this guy sent the 20. Let's cut to the chase of the video. Are you using your mom as a CEO to cover owing taxes? Did you use backer investor money to pay off the $265K tax lien?
That was 10 years ago, all right? And that's a settled matter. And I keep my finances completely separate, and we run a family business. So my mom handles all the finances. I don't make a dime off the stuff. And
What? So you do? Yeah, so that is what's happening. I don't make a dime off this stuff. So you're not paying yourself an income to avoid paying income tax. Is that what I'm hearing? And your mother, the companies are registered in your mother's name? That's my understanding of what's happening here, right? I think.
NASMR for $20. Let's cut to the chase of the video. Are you using your mom? I respect, because this guy sent the 20. Let's cut to the chase of the video. Are you using your mom as a CEO to cover owing taxes? Did you use backer investor
No,
money
she's
to
not going
pay
wrong.
off
Not that
the
one.
$265K tax lien?
that was 10 years ago, all right? And that's a settled matter. And I keep my finances completely separate, and we run a family business. So my
Wait,
mom
what is
handles all
this?
the finances. I don't make a dime off the stuff.
Okay, no. I'm not playing that. I'm not playing that, but you can leave it in the chat. That's
And I do
fine.
that in order to keep it separate, and that is a settled matter. And that's 10 years ago. They're bringing up stuff that old.
Well, thank you for the super chat. I give that guy respect. He sent the 20 to get it up.
He did. Unlike Airbagged or what is this? YLLP PDQXYZ. He won't even pay you 20 to air his stream. He's so desperate.
10 years is old, too. It's a long time ago. It's a decade.
Look, we run everything as a family business. Even the porn stuff. Look, like I told you, my mom's in Playboy. My wife's fine with it. It's like this is not anything new.
The same password as Mark Kern's email. Fascinating, huh? We also found this one.
This is just so crazy. Is this not like this is the most absurd lolcow meltdown I've ever seen over like nothing really. He could have just let this video. He could just let this ride. But this is like one of the most absurd streams I've ever seen. I literally have to make sure that I have to send this to Chad. I have to tell people about this. I have to make sure people know that this stream exists. I have to make sure people know that Grummz had a complete fucking breakdown talking about how much he wants to fuck his own mother. And how he can't handle his own finances, so all of his businesses are ran by his mom. While also trying to spin himself as a pawn king. This is crazy. And saying he's got a direct line to the FBI.
Don't know.
Chad said he was watching it after his days off. Oh, thank God. Dude, it's such a shame that he didn't know what was waiting for him here. I feel like he probably would have watched it today if he knew. I thought if he knew Grummz was having this much of a fucking breakdown, because I didn't know it was this bad at all. He probably would have watched it. He would have prioritized it. Yeah, this is the real video. This is the actual part of this that matters.
That's not me.
Pretty little girl 16.
That's not me.
Yeah, I should archive
You know
it.
who else they found?
You're right.
They found some housewife on Facebook and tried to implicate her. I have that too. But that's not me.
This isn't you?
No.
Are they trying to say this is you?
They are, and that is a problem for them.
Wait, I'll send it to someone to archive. I'll tell someone to archive it.
Wait, where's the evidence that this is
Someone archive it. I'm linking it in Discord. It's in the farm channel. Someone who archives get that.
Password is Mark.
I can't download while I'm streaming. It'll fuck up my connection.
Database of dumped
They did
passwords
not
and
search
addresses.
Pwn
We found a
database.
falsified email.
I don't even know what that is, to be honest.
All right,
I don't know what Pwn database is.
What that is am I pwned? So if you want to search for data breach on your password, you can go to amipwned.com and you can type in your stuff.
Yeah, I get email alerts for that.
Yeah, but but obviously you have to know your email address and you have to know, and then they tell you if your account's compromised or not. That's very different from going to the dark web and posting plain word passwords and text messages. Passwords and email accounts from that. So those accounts are not mine. That is a complete fabrication.
You know,
Boy,
Grummz
they
got
go this
angry
far
every
because
time
of
he
that.
saw his dad kiss his mom. This is sick.
Hell of a lawsuit here.
The same password as Mark Kern's email. Fascinating, huh?
Wait, is Grummz
We also
full
found this
Asian or
one.
is his dad white?
What's that one?
Pretty little girl 16.
Nope.
All right, so-
MySpace data.
Grummz, I already see
collection data and
Grummz.
breach compilation data.
This is all just bullshit, but also too the video's bullshit. If you're gonna fucking actually tell us what you're fucking showing us,
Dude,
here,
he's a
why
happer?
fucking show it on
Look,
screen?
they-
He's a
I
happer?
have
This video so far is garbage, and like the entire premise of the video so far that I've seen is absolute garbage.
I
The
have screen
accusation-
caps. I have screen caps of their Discord. They don't know this,
Bullshit.
but GigaBear infiltrated their Discord, and I know exactly how they orchestrated.
Dude, all the happer guys wanna fuck their own mothers every time, every single time they wanna fuck their own mothers. It's just rampant.
This stuff never came up. I was looking for anything that they were coming up with. So they are mixing fact, which is, hey, FoxyFighter.com. Yeah, that was my company. This stuff is completely bullshit, and they have just landed themselves in huge bunch of trouble.
I'm
I
actually
can
kind
see
of
what
exactly
they're,
on this.
I can, in my response to them, I can see the people replying to me and what they're already trying to do.
Because they do the seething. They do the seething, where they're like they like think their mother's like a whore and she's fucked up their genetics because she wanted to fuck a white dude, and they couldn't just be either a white kid or an Asian kid. They had to be like they hate themselves for it and they hate their mother for it.
Gotcha is, and they're saying the gotcha is, they're alleging you took $600,000 in Kickstarter money to run a fetish porn site. Now they're aligning these two things directly.
Those sites were closed before.
No, I understand that, but I'm telling you, this is what the narrative is that they're trying to create right now.
Wow. Okay. No, those sites were closed well before we started development.
Oh, I know that. I already know that. I'm just saying this is what they're gonna. They're not gonna.
This is insane. This is like allegations that
they're
if
not gonna
they
try to get you on the porn stuff, they're gonna try to get you on the he's misusing the funder's money.
yeah, that's not true at all.
We're only $50 away from $1,000 tonight. So,
Flash, did I not tell you this would be the best stream?
Flash will have a double shot for that. I won't.
if we hit the 1,000, I will do a shot for that.
I won't. Fuck.
Guys,
I'll
you really gotta let them beat. You gotta let them beat us in donos. You gotta let these guys beat us in donos, guys. Remember, guys, stream launch link in the pin chat message. Buy a membership, gift a membership, buy a super. I can't even do this. Oh man. So I literally have barely shelled this week. I noticed yesterday. I'm like totally being so lazy, especially when I'm on camera. I just don't remember to do it at all.
I might.
I'm just leaving that out there. Moving on.
Just leaving that out there.
Is the earliest capture of foxyfighters.com.
I don't get that. How is so?
Chad, can we reach $1,000 tonight? So
16
true.
is you.
They got enough.
I don't understand where how this correlates to you.
It doesn't.
I think on the previous page, I think they were saying they found the connected password.
His mom isn't dead.
Those emails.
Oh, they found Sea King.
I think.
All right, Sea King Fembites, right? He is a site that's free, and he posts stories of the best stories out there. And one of our writers won. The company won, and I'm glad. I'm sorry we placed third. I was hoping we'd place first.
He wins second place in the third Sea King Femfight.
Oh, second place.
We've got the article in the Discord. We have the link to the article, but obviously you have to pay to access it.
Place. Well, they got
That's
it wrong.
better.
That's still pretty good.
So he is actively making this stuff. And on
10
March
years
24th,
ago,
2003,
20 years ago.
RussianCatfights.com. This is another site owned by Mark. He confirmed it on Twitter.
Yo, huge appreciated $20 dono. Thank you so much. I didn't see the name there. Let me pull it up quickly so I can thank you properly. Thank you, Monk. Face red heart shape. Face red heart shape. Face red heart shape. Face red heart shape. Thank you. Thank you for the $5.
Smile.
$40. €5. Thank you, Q. Huge appreciate. Thank you. Oh, it was 420. Oh, I misread it on the screen. Sorry, I only saw the I saw the alert on my OBS. I didn't have stream elements open. Thank you anyway.
Respect the grift, Wow Such Gaming.
We ran
a lot
multiple
of grift is in the
sites.
voice chat. I embrace the grift.
So I'll just give you a
no
heads
shame.
up.
Why should I be shamed for making money?
So we ran RussianCatfight.com,
you.
which we outsourced to Russian video producers, and then we ran Latina.
You're shamed because you spend it on buying me Fosters.
It's true. Well, laughing man.
And then
No,
we
yeah,
ran, look, we did whatever people would pay for, okay? So then we ran LatinaCatfights.com, which I don't know if they found. And that also was outsourced completely.
March 22nd.
Oh, there they go.
Oh, shit. There we go right there.
Oh, my God.
Some more. Hell yeah.
Okay, well that wouldn't be her, Smantic. His mom isn't white. His mom is definitely not white. His mom is Asian. And that if the person I'm seeing when I search that name is his mom, then that's not her.
I made so much money. We were renting 5-star resorts. We were shooting on red cameras. We were, we treated the models right. And like I said, it's not something that I would condone anymore because I think that it's become a net negative on society. But did I call that before they so-called revealed it?
No, listen, the whole grift thing is just funny to me because I'm not stealing anybody.
Yeah, I think
nobody's forced to spend money here. And I'm not saying I need this money to pay my bills for the electric bill. Like there's plenty of streams where I've not made that much money.
Is Tom offended yet? I thought Tom would be offended by now.
No, not
a grift is if I were to scam you out of your money.
You want to know the truth, Grummz? This is so fucking boring. I actually want to go play video games.
Holy shit!
Cheers.
It's not against you. It's just this is like a big.
I know you hate
burger.
video games. It is a big nothing burger, and they're trying to hype it up into something. And they actually
No, there is a something burger, but it's not the something burger that they were going for. It's the more against them for what.
Oh
they
yeah, because they lied.
And I would almost say what the messages that I've seen about Alyssa Mercante and the things she's trying to do to me behind the scenes are a pretty bad look for someone that's trying to sue me for some things right now. So
we're gonna get to that Smash because we got some.
I don't know if we're gonna get to it because this is putting me to sleep.
Give me a little bit. I will have it.
Can we skip forward or where's the good part? Where's YLMP? Where's the good part?
I need at least 10 minutes.
Dude.
Okay.
And then I'll have that shot.
Let's just see where he
Guys,
goes.
while we're doing this, guys, I got to take off. But it was fun.
Oh no, we bored him. I bored him. All right, can we skip?
They should just leave. If you're not having fun, leave.
Ahead to what they did because I have exactly how they got this info and they're lying on the video.
Yeah, true. White mom, Asian dad doesn't really think it's almost always Asian mom, white dad. Very true.
Go subscribe.
Oh, he's already left. Mr. Burger for 20 says, Grummz, scumbags on the internet got you down. Want to feel better? 80/90s trivia on Mr. Burger's trivia show after Flashcast. Hey, check out Mr. Burger.
2004. We get an archive of Latina Catfight.
I kind of like roasting this video because it's like what
It's
the fuck is
boring.
here? Latina catfights. I would watch that.
Dude, Latinas are hot-blooded,
I
man.
love Latina women. I just love all women.
And they're curvy.
Yeah, they are.
But
Gotta
that,
say, like that when they were trying to own Rachel Zegler for the back hair thing, and it's like, obviously these are men that have never been close to a Latina woman or an Italian woman. For that.
So I didn't film these. These were outsourced.
That was so stupid to me.
These were outsourced to Brazil. And
wait, was he siding with Rachel Zegler there, or what was that?
I just love all women.
And they're curvy.
Yeah, they are.
But
Gotta
that,
say, like that when they were trying to own Rachel Zegler for the back hair thing, and it's like, obviously these are,
even this guy says it's gay as fuck to get fixated on a tiny amount of back hair on a woman's back because it's dark, because she's not white. Even this guy is saying that shit's gay as fuck.
men that have never been close to a Latina woman or an Italian woman for that.
So I didn't film these. These were outsourced.
That was so stupid to me.
These were outsourced to Brazil, and whatever Brazil sent me, I published.
This is also owned by Mark.
Oh my god.
June 28, 2004, access to Foxy Fighter goes for about $10 a month. Posts are stories and drawn artwork.
Whoa.
November 13, 2004, World of Warcraft releases. This is effectively the pinnacle of Mark's career. He's credited as team.
It's fucking based, though. It's like one of the greatest games ever made.
In ULA and does licensing with China.
This is such Grummz derangement syndrome.
He says he's going to go and be with some family. So I don't blame him. Like, that was a very hard process, even if he was apparently a bit of a shithead. Look, no one's spoken about him in a good light. Blizzard, really? Like, not in a way
That's
that I
not
think
true.
a team lead should.
Look, pause right there.
In this,
pause right there. I'll tell you what's shit. Jason Schreier wrote a history of Blizzard book, and he completely erased me from the book because he hates me, because he's a shithead.
Good.
Legacy
Based. W Jason Schreier. Let's go. Another Jason Schreier win. Add it to the board.
Me a shithead. I was the team lead. I saved the project from cancellation. I built the team. I led the team. And if you want the real history, don't buy Jason's book. Buy The WoW Diaries by Jason, by John Stutz. And it's on Amazon. It's a beautiful coffee table book. And what John asked me at the beginning of WoW development is, can I keep a diary daily of the development of WoW? And I said, sure, why not? And so he wrote down exactly what happened every day. And this book is a recollection of that, and it's approved by Blizzard, unlike Jason's book, which is not approved by Blizzard. So if you want to go with a former Kotaku journalist who went out of his...
Yeah, so why would someone get the approved by Blizzard one? Blizzard is a company that's in horrible disrepute because they've had plenty of assault allegations, sexual misconduct allegations, all this sort of weird shit going on. Why would anyone want the Blizzard-approved history that misses all the good stuff?
Way to erase me from the critical part of Blizzard's history.
Good.
You know, you can go do that.
Okay, dude, Grummz sucks. Literally, anything against Grummz, I don't care. I actually have stopped caring at this point. This has been so embarrassing, this stream, that anything is fine at this point.
Please.
I don't care
visit
what happens to this
my friend,
guy.
John Stott, on Amazon.com and buy his book, The WoW Diaries, because it tells you day by day what actually happened.
I'm not impressed with this so far. This is fucking weak.
This is bad.
role. Very shortly afterwards, him and a few other Blizzard employees found Red 5 Studios. So he
With
obviously
porn
had a couple
money.
friends who wanted to work with him, but he's not really mentioned in a lot of these retrospective books. It's real fascinating. June 15th, 2005, RussianCatfights.com is closed due to changes in U.S. law.
No.
And on August 18th, 2005, LatinaCatfights.com
No.
is closed.
No, I just got tired of it and I
I don't
closed
want
them
to point out that this is anything egregiously sinister. This was a change.
Thank
that
you
was
for
required.
finally saying this 18 and 55 minutes in.
true.
No, there was no change in law that forced us to change. It just wasn't making any money compared to the anime. The anime was making so much more money, and this was completely outsourced. And we had IDs for everything because IDs are required by the payment gateways, right? And so we closed those sites because they weren't profitable.
Oh, he's at 4,949 views so far.
Really?
Yeah. Well, he's going to get a lot of views on this.
Well, it's got a shit ton of likes and retweets already, and I'm like, why is it getting botted like in an hour? I'm
like, people
That
just
Twitter account
fucking hate
that-
Grummz, dude.
Whatever, Waka or whatever it was, it has like almost 30,000 followers.
Real people?
I don't know. I don't know. But to be fair, all of us on X have bots. Like the bots bot heaven.
Mm-hmm.
Snuggle Struggle for 20 says, if this dude wishes to cover something of actual importance, start here. Inquire about back rate floating debt that many investment firms are bundling in order to sell pension funds. Intent is readily found if you dig.
I appreciate the 20, but that sounds like a financial snooze fest for this audience. I'm sorry. I don't even know what that means.
I think what they're saying is this is a non-story. If you want to actually get a got you, there is a much bigger deal.
I understand now. That this is less exciting than boring financial news. Okay.
Exactly.
Thank you.
I'll go up and pull Fabian's super chat here. It says, say hi to Grummz, aka Debbie, for me.
Debbie was the mascot and the pen name for a lot of writers.
I'll give Fabian a little bit of credit because at least he's actually sending super chats.
Actually, it wasn't all me writing that. Actually,
industry to have verified records of the performers. Before this law, those records were not kept.
That's not true.
Blizzard
We kept
in
records of
2008
everything.
had some problems. People were stealing.
So hang on, I gotta ask: is the I know now I'm the one pausing it.
No, wait,
So
hold
is
on a
the
second.
go-
Go ahead.
Is the gotcha supposed to be that you were involved in porn in some way, or
I
is
think
it
so.
gotcha supposed to be that you were involved in porn in some way with people underage? What is the actual thing here that I'm sorry. I know we've watched fuck all of this video, and it's a pretty shit fucking video, mind you, and whatever the fuck your fucking name is. But like, it almost seems like you're trying to make something out of absolutely fucking nothing. You've got nothing, and you're trying to make something out of nothing.
Yeah.
And until I see something that completely
Can this guy stop
identifies-
spazzing out and just watch the fucking video already? I can't see. I've just been doing some analysis, and I cannot see Grummz' mother in this Playboy. But is this the wrong one? They said it was from 67. That's a 68.
fucking Grummz with these things, and like I don't even know why this is such a big deal. We've spent fucking an hour watching 5 minutes of this, not even 5 minutes of this video, and there's nothing there, nothing to commentate on, nothing. It's just accusation of absolutely, like, I don't even know what the accusation is.
A really good example is this: why is the breast milk thing getting brought up if Mark Kern was not working there at the time?
It's like,
What does
this
have
is
to do with
totally
anything?
this is totally false, but we're going to make the accusation anyways.
I don't get this. Like, if he wasn't working there, why is this a part of the fucking video? It's almost like you're trying to associate him with this.
Yeah, there's no 67 Asian Christmas special. It's the Girls of the Orient 68.
The thing is if it does have anything to do with the adult industry or the porn industry or anything, okay, so if let's say somebody like the executive producer of Brazzers was involved in video games all of a sudden, you'd go after them because they were involved in Brazzers? Like,
Wait,
that's
Brazzers is making video games now? I'm listening.
This is what it comes across like for me. What the fuck are we talking about? This video is so stupid. And this is part one. This is 38 minutes and we've watched 5 minutes.
Oh, that's a good point. There's going to be another one of these?
Oh yeah, it says 67 had Oriental Eiffels in June. What Playboy June 1987 Oriental Eiffels. Wait, it was written by Roald Dahl? What? 007's Oriental Eiffels by Roald Dahl, a Playboy article written in 1967. The children's author. Dude, what? A pictorial essay by Roald Dahl. What's this image that goes along with it? I can't even... It's got it's not even got porn or anything. It's like an illustration. It's all clothed. But then... Oh no, then he does examine Asian women from James Bond movies. He writes analysis about Asian women from Bond movies. All this may sound a bit childish, but the fact remains that the broccoli/Saltzman formula was a very sound one. The three girls, properly spaced out throughout the story, gave a nice sexy balance to this curious charade. A sort of beginning, middle, and end, with a welcome change of girl in each section. Girl number 1, in the first third, was played by Akiko Wakabayashi. Everyone liked Akiko. She was gay and gentle and virtuous, and we were all sorry when she had to be murdered and sent home. We had her killed in her bed, with Bond alongside her, while they were sleeping it off. The manner of the killing was interesting and complex, a sly, silent Japanese method that involves a long length of cotton thread and a tiny little bottle, sorry. Girl number 2, the anti-Bond bitch, was played by Karen Dorr, a well-built actress from Germany. and it's with her that Bond demonstrates his incredible sexual magnetism. Her henchman had captured him, and she has him all to herself. Trussed up like a turkey, tied hand and foot, with no gun in reach, no weapon. No, this is actually like the Peter Rosenthal Spider-Man review, the Onion thing. No weapon. No inanimate weapon, anyway. Nothing but his own magnificent body. Dude, the girl advances upon him with an instrument known as a dermato. Dude, what is this? This looks rather like a super safety razor, and is employed by plastic surgeons for shaving off very thin layers of skin. By intelligent use of this instrument, the villainess feels fairly confident that she can make Bond talk. But as she gets close to him, and this is what I like so much about old Bond, as she bends over him, the instrument poised for slicing, he gives her a look of such piercing salacity that the poor girl begins to twitch and dribble with desire. And off we go again. Dude, Roald Dahl wrote this shit. That's crazy.
Jesus.
Grummz, you have to come back to watch that one.
Oh my God!
Because
Hey,
look.
We've been having some fun times with this video.
Let me say this, and anybody who knows anything about journalism is you start off with your strongest shit first.
Absolutely.
So if this is the strongest shit.
Yeah.
You got fuck all, buddy, because I can't. I'm
in all honesty,
trying not to fall asleep.
They call it they call it like pyramid, right? So the top is where the good stuff is, and then you go down to the bottom.
I got a question for chat.
Hang on. In all due respect to you, Grummz, and whatever, like, I would have rather spent this last hour talking about Snow White and fucking Marvel than fucking whatever the fuck this is supposed to be.
I agree. It's boring, but I just want to ask chat is like, now that I'm free, now that I have outed myself for this, how many of you want me to make a sequel to Rumble Roses?
I'm down.
Awesome. All right.
Oh, we got 2 super chats from Nobody number 1 for 20.
What's up, Nobody?
Says, I read Alyssa Mercante's shitty dissertation. Wouldn't it be a thesis? What is
I think
that's
she called
for
it a dissertation.
Yeah, that's doctorate.
Did you see me cover that, Flash? That video?
I don't think I watched that one. I'm not very interested in Alyssa unless she's getting like.
This is a dissertation where she played a Satan worshiping game where you rub animal body parts all over your body in the game.
But a dissertation is for your doctorate.
Flash, this is
thesis
boring.
Would be for a master's or something.
This is boring. We spent more than half hour on this.
I mean, Sorry, memory of Roald Dahl, isn't it this whole I'm pretty sure he was just like a piece of shit, right? I'm pretty sure it's wasn't he like he was like a total prickly piece of shit to like his whole family, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he was like a racist and was like prickly, so like would shut it, like just ignore his fucking family and shit.
Can I get to the fact that what they did to get this information and why I'm filing an FBI report?
Hey, Grummz, I don't want to say that this isn't affecting you or anything like that. Like, fair call to actually have to address this and whatever else. But in all honesty, the fact that there has been no accusation so far, and we've been on this for fucking however long we have been, and we're only just getting to the point of, like, what the fuck is actually going on?
Because the accusations are in the first 2.5 minutes of the video that he need to skip over.
What the fuck is this?
I have some fucking damning stuff that I'd like to get to before people go to bed. So,
all right, well, let me get these 2 chats. Hold on. I read Alyssa Mercante's shitty dissertation 3 times and nailed her to a cross in 10 minutes. And this guy literally committed a crime and posted it. We are not the same.
These people are so cringe.
He's using his name and image to go right wing and pull in right wing people. That's what this guy's overall fucking accusation is. And guess what? It doesn't really hold much fucking water at the end of the day. Because he's got fuck all here for fucking proof. And Grummz was about to tell us how they got whatever else.
No, I got the goods. I got the goods more than they do. I have it in black and white that they have committed a crime, and I'm ready to post it.
I say
there might be some truth to the accusation, but when there's actually no illegal work or nothing wrong with actually being involved in, let's say, the porn industry in some way, shape, or form, like if there's some damning evidence that you can show me that shows.
Okay, 22 minutes in the video is what somebody says. Worst Jago says 22 minutes in the video for the fraud claim. Let's watch it. All right, real quick. Akiva the Vibes for 20. Just to lighten the mood, Flash, Grummz, Smash JT, big fan. Name an anime or gaming waifu. If I haven't designed her, I will. If y'all make it to Texas anime comic conventions, I'll gift a sticker and poster too.
Wait.
Let's get back to this thing about browsers making porn.
Does Akiba draw? What is this?
Yeah, I think so.
My waifu, she's a boss bitch.
If you can pick Tifa, I'm down with Tifa too.
Texas anime. Well,
dude,
I've gone to some
so
conventions in
painful.
Texas, but
quality stream.
The right.
I don't know I can do this much longer. This is just like
this is a pretty big accusation.
And they were gleeful for this and waiting for this to drop. They were rubbing their heads. but they were not the perpetrators of this.
Okay.
And after they shipped the game, which was 6 months after I left the company, then they shit the bed. And I was like, you know what? I want to make the real game. So, don't play it. If you don't like it, don't play it. What's wrong with that? And you know what they did? The company, the owners at the time, they did not pay Christmas salaries to the employees. I would have never done that. They shafted them for Christmas.
I would have never done that, dude. Shut
and at that
up,
point,
man.
I had people calling me from Red 5 saying,
dude, this guy's
"Mark, I'm
actually
so sorry,
such an
you're right, the
embarrassing
Chinese
narcissist.
screwed
It's
us, and you're right
crazy."
all along." And I said, "Well, you stabbed me in the back, so I don't know what to tell you. I tried to tell you these guys were no good, but you didn't listen to me."
Fabian says, play the video. We've been playing it, man. I'm not seeing anything here. Not seeing anything. Mark Kern delivers a petition to restore Vanilla World of Warcraft to Blizzard.
Yep, did that. Actually, no, I didn't do the petition. The petition was done by Nostralius, and I promoted, which was the makers, the developers who did the clone server. And I said,
I once went on a rant about how Dahl was the most overrated children's author of all time to my normie GF at the time. She got really upset and cried because he was her favorite childhood
They
author.
got the 100,000 signatures. I went to Blizzard. I had a very long call, a very long meeting with Mike Morheim, and I said, "Listen, you're leaving money on the table by not doing Blizzard Classic. You need to do this. This team is not one you should be suing because they were trying to go after them. This team is something you should respect and you should embrace it. And there are two audiences for WoW. There's the classic audience and the new audience, and you need to do this." And so he did. A couple years later, they did WoW Classic, and it went out great.
Something about Foxy Fighter. You never denied Foxy Fighter.
Nope.
More Foxy Fighter.
Yeah, I ran Foxy Fighter, and I made a lot of
red
money.
accessories. I don't even know what this is. What is red?
Okay,
accessories?
so here's the thing I got.
Thank you, Spencer, for $10. Once went on a rant about how Dahl was the most overrated children's author of all time to my normal GF, and she got really upset and cried because he was her all-time favorite author. Thank you, Spencer, for the $10.
This is so fucking
favorite
boring.
childhood author.
Look, so one of the things I was criticized at Red 5 was buying red cameras, which was filmed with, when Peter Jackson went to The Hobbit and stuff, he switched to red digital cameras. They were 4K resolution. And I said, we're going to start a YouTube and Twitch channel. We're going to film everything in 4K because one day 4K is the future and we want all our archive footage to be 4K. So we spent the money, we bought the cameras, we filmed all of it. I was attacked incessantly for it. I was said, people told me in my own company, 4K, no one can ever see 4K resolution. It is a waste of money. Nobody ever cares about this stuff. And of course we know now that that was not true.
Now it talks about your Ember, which I've already heard you.
Yeah, no one's ever going to care about the 4K footage of your game development, Grummz.
Talk about that.
Yeah, I've been pulling 10 to 12 hour days on Ember the past 3 or 4 days, so I might be a little loopy, but we have a new build out. We have revitalized the game. There was a pause because of COVID and because my kids went through a lot of shit and I had to give them 100% of my time for their health. But our backers are happy.
Dude, this is such a cope and a lie. No, the game's coming out. The game's coming out, guys. Because it was just COVID and my kids. That's why I wasn't having.
Did you know that they sent the lefties? They sent over 1,300 accounts into raid our Discord in order to pretend to be backers and to sow discontent. And once I ejected them, the backers have been very happy that they're gone and we can talk about the game again.
Dude.
Lunar Ride, Mark's not getting any of this money. It all goes to me.
What?
Oh,
yes, that's true. I don't get any money from this.
Okay, so you put your first clip on Clips for Sale in
No, we had our first clips on the website.
Crying about people raiding your Discord. Like, okay.
He didn't. I asked him, I said, I'll give you this interview if you do one thing. Clear me of the kids thing, because I've always supported my kids, and that is a lie. And all he did was say, well, we shouldn't talk about stuff like that. And he didn't clear me.
My God.
Okay, we don't care.
People.
I might come back to this tomorrow. I think we moved to Kick. Guys, we're going to play Ethno Guesser on Kick, and then maybe Kazan, okay?